जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Thank you once again, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today for the 23rd session of Śrī-Caitanya-Śikṣāṣṭakam. I'm also thankful to Param Karuna Prabhu for kindly being the host today. And due to some work, Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu Prabhu could not be present today. So Param Karuna Prabhu has taken over, for which I'm very, very thankful. Thank you, Prabhu, for taking the responsibility of hosting the talk today. And I'm very thankful to all the wonderful devotees who are present here today. The devotees, without any further delay, I'd like to begin today's 23rd session on Śrī-Caitanya-Śikṣāṣṭakam. And in the previous session, we have seen the second verse and the 4 clauses present in the second verse. And we discussed the first clause with the commentary of Shri Radha Govindanath. Today we are going to move ahead into the second clause and see the details. Today's entire presentation will be based on his commentary, because his commentary on the second clause is very vast. So I have tried to cover all the points, not word to word, but the essence of all the points that he has given in his commentary. But before we begin, I'd like to once again recite the verse which was newly composed for the second verse of Śrī-Caitanya-Śikṣāṣṭakam. एकात्मनि द्व्यवस्थायां त्रिदेहे वाक्चतुष्टये पञ्चतत्त्वे षडक्षेषु सप्तचक्रेषु मे तथा सदा विशतु गौराङ्ग महाप्रभुमुखोद्गतं रम्यं शिक्षाष्टकं येन धन्यः स्याम भूरि भूरिशः. In the one soul, 2 states, living and dead, 3 bodies, gross, subtle and causal, 4 levels of speech, para, pashyanti, madhyama and vaikhari, 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air and ether, 6 senses, mind plus 5 gross senses, and 7 chakras, Mooladhar, Swadhisthān, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddha, Agya and Sahasrar, belonging to me. May there be complete permeation of the 8 delightful Śikṣāṣṭakam verses emanating from Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mouth. By such permeation, I shall certainly become greatly and exceedingly fortunate. Dear devotees, it is also our practice to have a fresh realization on Shri Harinam at the beginning of the talk and something about Shri Harinam at the end of the talk. At least in the beginning of the talk, there should be something fresh regarding Shri Harinam. So here is a verse which denotes deep attachment to Bhagwan's Naam and Bhagwan Ram's Naam. And this verse is originally from the Adhyatma Ramayana, but it was included in Bhagwan Naam Mahatmya Sangraha. And this is a verse which describes a pastime after the war with Ravan had been fought and won. And at that particular point of time, Bhagwan Ram returned to Ayodhya. And in Ayodhya, he rewarded all his army generals, all the soldiers, everyone he rewarded. And after rewarding everyone, Bhagwan Ram took out a most wonderful necklace, jeweled necklace from around his own neck, and he gave it to Sita Devi. But Sita Devi, instead of accepting that necklace for herself, she looked smilingly at Bhagwan Ram, and then she looked at Hanuman. And then she again looked at Bhagwan Ram, and then she looked at Hanuman. So Bhagwan Ram understood that she wanted this most wonderful necklace, which was having the brilliance of multiple moons. She wanted this necklace to be given to Sri Hanuman. And Bhagwan Ram understood the indication, and he gave the necklace to Hanuman. After he gave the necklace to Hanuman, it is described, Hanuman tam praha natva ramam prahrishtadhi त्वन्नाम स्मरतो राम न तृप्यति मनो मम यावत् स्थास्यति ते नाम लोके तावत् कलेवरम मम तिष्ठतु राजेन्द्र वरोऽयं मेऽभिकाङ्क्षितः. Hanuman api tam praha natva ramam. Natva ramam. First he bowed down to Bhagwan Ram, and prahrishtadhi, he became exceedingly joyous in his heart. And Hanuman said something, Twan nama smarato rama na tripyati mano mama. My mind is not satisfied actually by uttering your naam. Because Bhagwan Ram asked him, what do you want? I have given you this wonderful necklace. But besides this, is there something you want? So in reply to that benediction, Sri Hanuman bowed down and said, as I utter your naam, my mind is never fully satisfied. Yavat sthasyati te nama. Please give me the benediction that as long as your naam exists in this world, let my body also reside in this world. This is the benediction that Sri Hanuman asked from Bhagwan Shri Ram. Dear devotees, it's very inconceivable for any of us to ask such a benediction. And Bhagwan, as long as your naam exists in the world, let me stay in the material world. And dear devotees, this denotes the condition of the devotee who has gone beyond mukti, who no longer desires any liberation. Of course, Bhagwan Ram told Sri Hanuman that he said, Tathastu, definitely, if this is your desire will definitely be fulfilled. But you will stay in this world till the end of the kalpa. Till the end of the kalpa means till the end of the day of Brahma. And after the end of the day of Brahma, you will attain my abode. But till that time, I fulfill your desire. That your desire is yavat sthasyati te nama loke. As long as my name Ram is existing in this world, till that time you will also exist in this world. And at the end of Brahma's day, when everything is dissolved, then you will attain my abode again. So this, dear devotees, is a wonderful benediction that Sri Hanuman asked from Bhagwan Shri Ram. And it's very wonderfully described. It was compiled in the Bhagwan Naam Mahatmya Sangraha. It's a very wonderful verse describing the glories of Bhagwan and Bhagwan's Naam. Dear devotees, we are continuing our discussion on the second verse of Śrī-Caitanya-Śikṣāṣṭakam. I will once again recite the verse, which is in the meter Vasanta Tilakam. Nam namakare bahudha nija-sarva-śaktis tatrārpitā niyamitaḥ smaranena kālaḥ etādriṣī tava kripā bhagavan mamapi durdaivam-idriṣamiha janina-anurāgaḥ. Param Karuna Prabhu, can you kindly read the Anvay?
O Bhagavan, in regard to your unlimited names, immense variety has been manifested by you. Moreover, all of your personal potencies have been eternally invested in these names, and no specific time has been fixed for remembering them. Such is your causeless mercy. Yet, My misfortune is such that no genuine attachment was developed by me in these names.
So this is the translation. And as we have seen in the previous talk, there are 4 clauses in the verse. The first clause is that Bhagavan, you have manifested unlimited variety in your names. We have seen this in the previous talk. The second is nija-sarva-śaktis tatrārpitā. You have invested all of your potencies in these names. The third is niyamitah smaranena kala. No specific time is fixed for remembering them. And whatever remains is in the fourth clause. Such is your mercy, but my misfortune is also such that no attachment was developed by me in these nam. Dear devotees, in the previous talk we saw the first clause, and today we are going to discuss the second clause. You have invested all of your potencies in these names. Has Bhagavan invested all of his potencies in all of his names? A natural question arises, dear devotees. And discussing this particular topic, our commentator, who is known for giving elaborate, detailed understanding and commentaries, Shri Radha Govindanath, starts describing. He says, Bhagavan manifested great variety in his names, and in all those names he has invested all of his personal potencies. So Param Karuna Prabhu, how does that sound, that in all names, all of Bhagavan's potencies are invested?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Does it sound believable?
After 20 years of being in this move, or it sounds now, it is very natural to kind of say that, but deep down it is a little still puzzling.
Yeah, it is still puzzling that is there no hierarchy in the names, that all names have equal potency? Is there no hierarchy among the names? And obviously, we have seen in the previous sessions that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya has graded the names as Mukhya Naam and Gaun Naam. So the Acharyas have already given a system of Mukhya Naam and Gaun Naam. But although Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us this gradation, but we also want to see if the previous Acharyas have also given any sort of gradation of Naam. So right now, we are at the position where we are thinking all names have all potencies invested within them. Sri Radha Govindnath says, not only this, there is a verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas from the Skanda Puran which confirms that all names have all potencies invested within them, and then he quotes the verse. These are 2 verses from the Hari Bhakti Vilas. I will sing these verses. Dana vrata tapastirtha kshetradinam cha yah sthita shaktayo deva mahatam sarva papa harah shubha rajasuyashvamedhanam ज्ञानस्याध्यात्मवस्तुनः आकृष्टा हरिणा सर्वा स्थापितः स्वेषु नामसु. Sarva papa hara shubha, all the sin destroying potencies present in the saintly souls, present in the devatas, in the gods, in acts of charity, in vows, in austerity, in pilgrimage, etc. Which potencies, dear devotees? Please pay close attention. All the sin destroying potencies. Papahara. You can see in the second line. Papahara Shubha. All the sin destroying potencies which are present in all the holy places, all the saintly souls, all the gods, in all acts of austerity, pilgrimage, in all the sacrifices, Rajasuya, Ashwamedha, and in acquiring knowledge of the truth. All those sin destroying potencies have been drawn by Hari and invested in his own names. Dear devotees, on this level, all names of Bhagavan have all potencies for destroying all sinful reactions. I hope you are able to understand. So this is the subtle point that is being made here, that all names of Bhagavan are equal in the sense that all potencies for destroying sinful reactions are invested within them. This is what the verse is promising us. So from this point of view, Paramakana Prabhu, is it easy to believe that all names of Bhagwan have the potency to destroy sins?
A little bit better.
Yes. So all names of Bhagwan are equal in the sense that all of them have equal potency for destruction of sins. But is destruction of sins the only goal that we wish to attain in our lives? So that is a big question. Because simply destruction of the negative will not bring about the positive that we are desiring in our lives. Anyways, let's move ahead and see where Sri Radha Govindanath is taking us. He says, it has been said already that all of Bhagwan's names have similar potency and similar greatness. And it is very important to understand this in finer detail. He says, in some statements of Shastra, some names of Bhagwan are described as having special potency. Because a wonderful commentator is one who takes his own statement and has the capability to critically analyze his own statements and then take you to a deeper level of understanding. That's a wonderful commentator, you know. And he's one such commentator. He has given the statement that all of Bhagwan's names have equal potency. But then he takes up the opposing point of view. But we have heard that some names of Bhagwan are having special potency. An example of one such statement is found in the Padma Puran. Which such statement? So he quotes the statement which is found in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is originally from the Padma Puran. राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनामभिस्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने. This is Padma Puran. It is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 9.32. Bhagavan Shiva said to Devi Parvati, "O delightful Rame." Delightful is Manorame and beautiful, Rame Varanane. Ram Rameti Rameti Ram Ram Ram. This name of Ram is equivalent to 1,000 other names of Bhagavan. Param Karuna Prabhu, is there equivalence in Bhagavan's name or is there some sort of inequality?
Seems there is inequality.
Right. Now, Prabhu, it is very interesting that, Bhagavan Shiva uttered the name Ram thrice. Rama Rameti Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame. Ram Rameti Rameti. Ram Ram Ram. He uttered the name thrice. So it is very important because in the Vishnu Sahasranam, you will see that there are 1,000 names of Vishnu. And in that same Vishnu Sahasranam, the name Ram also occurs. Prabhu, in the same Vishnu Sahasranam, the name Ram also occurs. And the name Ram occurs not once, but thrice. There is also one name Vishram in the Vishnu Sahasranam. There is one name Ram. There is one name Vishram. So, and there is one name Gramani. So that also has Ram, Gramani. But thrice, at least, the name Ram occurs in the Vishnu Sahasranam. So, Prabhu, when we are uttering the Vishnu Sahasranam, are we chanting 1,000 names or are we chanting 4,000 names?
That's the mystery I'm hoping to unlock.
That is a big mystery. Dear devotees, the meaning of the term Ram, either Ram can have one meaning. Ram means the delightful one, the charming one. All right. So it can refer to Shri Vishnu. But if it is used to refer to the son of Dashrath, then that particular name has special potency. I hope you are able to understand. In the Vishnu Sahasranam, the name Ram occurs, but that name is a name of Shri Vishnu, and that name indicates Shri Vishnu, who is very charming and delightful. I hope you are able to understand. So when you utter that name like that, it counts as one particular name. But when you specifically indicate Bhagwan Ram, then that name has greater potency and efficacy, as Bhagwan Shiva has specified here. Not only that, Sri Radha Govind Nath is saying, from this statement of Shastra, it is known that chanting one name of Sri Ram has the same glory as chanting 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu. Moreover, the Laghu Bhagavatamritam also adds to this and says something else. It says, Sahasranam Punyanam Triravritya tu Yatphalam Ekavritya tu Krishnasya Namaikam Tat Prayachati. The piety that is attained by uttering 1,000 names of Bhagwan thrice is attained by uttering Krishna's name only once. Which means, dear devotees, uttering 3,000 names is equivalent to uttering one Krishna Nam. And uttering 1,000 names is equivalent to uttering one Ram Nam. And therefore, you might have heard that 3 names of Shri Ram are equivalent to 1 name of Shri Krishna. Param Karuna Prabhu, ironically, the name Krishna is also there in Vishnu Sahasranam. It occurs once. So, we are chanting Ram at least thrice and Krishna once when we utter the Vishnu Sahasranam. So, how many thousand names are we chanting, Prabhu?
6,000.
See, yeah. So 3,000 is Ram Nam, 3,000 is Krishna Nam, plus other 900 and 995 names are already there. Yeah? So it's nearly equivalent to 7,000 names. But no, the name Krishna in the Vishnu Sahasranam refers to the dark complexioned Lord Vishnu. That is the indication there. So, dear devotees, if we see the names Ram and Krishna in the Vishnu Sahasranam, and especially if you see the commentary of Shri Adi Shankaracharya, which is the earliest available commentary on Vishnu Sahasranam, you will find that the name Ram and the name Krishna, Ram means the charming one and Krishna means the dark complexioned one. They refer to Shri Vishnu. But, dear devotees, if you see the commentary of Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan on the Vishnu Sahasranam, each name he has given Krishna-centric meaning, dear devotees. For all the 1,000 names, he has tried to give Krishna-centric meaning as far as possible. So, when you are chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, along with the commentary of Sri Adi Shankaracharya, the names are referring to Sri Vishnu. But Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, in his commentary, Namartha Sudha commentary, he has given Krishna-centric meanings of each name in the Vishnu Sahasranam in order to increase the efficacy of such chanting. Anyways, at least we know that Sri Radha Govind Nath is now telling us that all names are not the same. Even from a mathematical point of view, all names are not appearing to be the same. Let's move ahead. From this statement of Shastra, all right, this we have seen. And he said, in the Mathura Mahatmya too, it is specified that the name of Shri Ram is Tarak Brahma. Tarak means the name which bestows mukti, whereas the name of Shri Krishna is Parak Brahma, the name which bestows prema. By all these statements, it seems that the glories of all names of Bhagavan are not the same. So, dear devotees, he continues to explain. The Hari Bhakti Vilas gives us the final conclusion in this regard. All right, let's see the final conclusion in this regard. Because it's a very excellent commentator who not only shows you the conclusion, but also takes you through the journey. by which you will reach the conclusion. Because there are many commentators who just directly give the conclusion. But a wonderful commentator is one who takes you through the journey. And you know how the journey looks? Vishayo samshayaschaiva purvapakshas tathottaram nirnayascheti siddhantam shastre dhikaranam smritam. Vishayo, an excellent commentator first tells you the topic. Samshayaschaiva, then puts a doubt in your mind. It is very important to put that doubt. That is a teacher who knows how to plant a doubt in the mind of the student. Because unless the student is inquisitive, the student will not have the required enthusiasm to learn something new. So Sri Radha Govindnath first told us that all names of Bhagavan have equal potency. Then he planted a doubt. But we have heard that Shri Ram's name has greater potency, Shri Krishna's name has greater potency. Then he is going to give us the Siddhanta, that he is going to tell us what is the conclusion in this regard. In this way, this conclusion will become firmly planted in our minds, in our heart, and we will not be able to forget it. So this is an excellent trait of a commentator. He says, he quotes the verse from Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. Shriman namnam cha sarvesham mahatmyeshu sameshvapi कृष्णस्यैवावतारेषु विशेषः कोऽपि कस्यचित् श्रीमन् नाम्नां च सर्वेषां mahatmyeshu sameshvapi. Although the glories of all names of Bhagavan are equal, Krishnasya eva avatareshu visheshah kopi kasyachit, because all names are actually names of Krishna's forms. But visheshah kopi kasyachit, some names of Krishna carry some specialities with them. Dear devotees, before I explain this verse from Sri Sanatana Goswami's commentary, I'd like to give a personal comment. This comment is coming from my side. All right. Some medicines in Ayurveda, because in Ayurveda, there are three factors: Kapha, Vata, and Pitta. Some medicines, they pacify Kapha. Some medicines, they pacify Vata. Some medicines pacify Pitta. But then there are certain medicines like Triphala, which simultaneously pacify Kapha, Vata, and Pitta. So some names of Bhagavan have certain potencies. Some other names of Bhagavan have certain other potencies. But then there are certain names of Bhagavan which have all the potencies simultaneously. So this is the direction in which we are heading. Some names of Krishna carry some specialties with them. Commenting on this verse, Sri Sanatana Goswami has specified the following Siddhanta. Then Sri Radha Govindanath paraphrases the Siddhanta that Sri Sanatana Goswami has given in his commentary on this verse. Which verse, dear devotees, please note, 11.487 of Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. A lot of discussion on Nam Tattva in the 11th chapter of Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. Sri Sanatana Goswami says there are unlimited forms of Bhagavan, Ram, Trisimha, and all of them are denoted using the term Bhagavan. Shri Ram is also Bhagavan, dear devotees. Shri Nrsimha is also Bhagavan. Shri Vishnu is also Bhagavan. Are Shiva is also Bhagavan, dear devotees. Param Karuna Prabhu, is Shiva also Bhagavan?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Shiva is also Bhagavan. Param Karuna Prabhu, does Bhagavan Shiva's name have the potency to destroy all sins?
Yes, from this argument, yes.
We just don't want an argument. We want some praman.
Sure.
Because there are so many individuals who are belonging to the path of Bhagavan Shiva. So when they utter Bhagavan Shiva's name, are they uttering it in vain, or does Bhagavan Shiva's name remove all sins? Please tell me.
I'm pretty sure it does remove all sins.
And what is the pramana? It is very important to understand that without a pramana, it is difficult to establish. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of Bhagavan Shiva's name are directly described, dear devotees. Please have a look. Statement by Sati Devi. Yadvyaksharam nam gireritam nrinam sakrit prasanga dagama shuhanti tat pavitra kirtim tamalangya shasanam Bhavanaho dveshti Shivam Shivetaraha. This is 4:4:14. Very easy to remember. 4:4:14. Param Karuna Prabhu, please read the translation.
Sati continued, "My dear father, you are committing the greatest offense by envying Lord Shiva, whose very name, consisting of two syllables, Shi and Va, purifies one of all sinful activities. His order is never neglected. Lord Shiva is always pure, and no one but you envies him."
So, dear devotees, let us not become like Daksha, who was envious of Bhagavan Shiva, because merely by uttering his name, when Mahaprabhu went to Lingaraj Mandir, he went to Lingaraj Mandir in Bhubaneswar. Before he entered Jagannath Puri, he went to Lingaraj Mandir, and there he composed Shivashtakam, which is described by Shri Murari Gupta. And there he was saying Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. So many times Mahaprabhu said. So dear devotees, please never hesitate to utter the bisyllabled name, which removes all sins of all living entities. When you go to any particular temple of Bhagavan Shiva, you will hear many individuals uttering these two-syllable names. Om Namah Shivaya. Dear devotees, this name purifies one and frees one from all sinful reactions, as confirmed in the Samadhi Granth of Sri Vyasadeva Srimad Bhagavatam, dear devotees. So there is no doubt that all names of Bhagavan, you see, Hari Bhakti Vilas was so precise, all names of Bhagavan are equal in potency, including the name of Bhagavan Shiva. So, Ram is also Bhagavan. Nrisimha is also Bhagavan. Shri Vishnu is also Bhagavan. And Shiva is also Bhagavan. So, whenever we refer to Shiva, it is ideal to address him as Bhagavan Shiva. And in many places in the Bhagavatam and other literature, he is referred to as Bhagavan. So, all of them are denoted using the term Bhagavan. And the Bhagavan-ness of all of them is the same. But Srimad Bhagavatam 1:328 says, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is not only Bhagavan, but there is a term which is added after Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the very self of Bhagavan. Krishna is the very core identity of Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This, dear devotees, is what Sri Sanatana Goswami is saying, and Sri Radha Govind Nath is paraphrasing and explaining so beautifully to us. So, ete cham shakala pumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is not only Bhagavan, Krishna is the very self, the very identity of Bhagavan. According to this statement of Srimad Bhagavatam, there may be various forms of Bhagavan, but none other than Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. So, a distinction is there between Bhagavan and Swayam Bhagavan, dear devotees. For example, there may be a particular company, a particular organization started by a particular individual. For example, we have a printer, HP. Many of you might have heard about the name HP. So HP refers to Hewlett Packard. That is the full form of HP. So you can say that the CEO represents HP. The CEO can carry the tag, HP. The CEO can carry the identity card of HP. But the original person, Hewlett and Packard, those two are the original self of HP. I hope you are able to understand. Though the individuals who started the organization, they are the original HP. Although all the others who are working in that particular organization are carrying the tag of HP and are carrying the name of HP, are carrying the brand of HP, but the original person who started it, that person is the very self, Swayam, HP. Similarly, Krishna is Bhagwan Swayam. That is the indication being given here by Sri Radha Govindnath. In the same way, all names of Bhagwan are the same. But just as Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan, his Naam is also a special name. It is the name of the very self of Bhagwan. This is the specialty of Krishna Naam, dear devotees. This is what Sri Sanatan Goswami is explaining in the commentary, and Sri Radha Govindnath is paraphrasing from his commentary. So, amongst infinite forms of Bhagavan, the ocean of all nectarian rasas is certainly the form of Shri Krishna himself. The devotees, you see all the forms of Bhagavan, Shri Vishnu, Shri Nrisimha, you can have a certain limited number of rasas exchange with them. But with Shri Krishna, you can exchange all sorts of rasas that you can exchange with any other form. And in the form of Shri Krishna, there is no rasa lacking. Absolutely no rasa is lacking in the form of Shri Krishna. And you can see all the 5 major rasas and 7 minor rasas. 5 primary rasas and the 7 secondary rasas. Total 12 rasas mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. All the rasas you will find in relationship with Shri Krishna, except for one rasa. Shri Rupa Goswami says, Jugupsa, disgust. Disgust is never in relationship with Shri Krishna. Disgust is only in relationship with the material world. Except for that, all the rasas you will find in relationship with Shri Krishna. So Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti, is the ocean of all nectarian rasas. Actually, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the nectarian ocean of all the rasas. This ocean is specifically the resting place of Shri Krishna. The beginning of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Shri Rupa Goswami says that it is the resting place of Sanatan. Sanatan is Sanatan Goswami and Sanatan is Shri Krishna. So it refers specifically to Shri Krishna who has all the rasas. And this is specified in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1040.7. Bahumurti Ekamurtikam. Bahumurti, unlimited other forms are Ekamurtikam, are encompassed within his one form. Dear devotees, all infinite forms are encompassed within his one form. This we have to understand. And if we don't accept it, at least we should see the Bhagavad Gita where Arjun saw Bahumurti Ekamurtikam, all other forms encompassed within that one form of Shri Krishna. So this is Shri Krishna. His form encompasses all other forms. So all forms of Bhagavan are complete and eternal. No doubt about that. Then he quotes a verse, Sarve Purna Shashvatascha, that all forms are complete, all forms are eternal. And according to manifestation of various potencies, the forms appear to have different degrees of specialty. So, Shri Narayan has 1 degree of manifestation of potencies. With Shri Narayan, you can experience Shantaras, Dasyaras. Shri Nrisimha has slightly greater degree. You can experience Dasyaras, but with the added, flavor of Shri Nrisimha Dev giving Vatsalya, specific flavor of being a parent towards towards Maharaj Prahlad. So this relationship is called Palya Dasya. Palya Dasya means where Bhagwan becomes like the father and the devotee becomes like the child. So when Bhagwan becomes the child and the devotee becomes the parent, it is called Vatsalya. But that is not possible with Shri Nrsimhadev. But with Shri Nrsimhadev, it is possible that Bhagwan becomes the father and devotees like Shri Prahlad become like the child. Now, when that is the case, it is a special variety of Dasyaras called as Palya Dasya Bhav. So that is also mentioned by Shri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Alright, so with Nrsimhadev, you will have a greater degree. With Shri Ram, you have an even greater degree. With Shri Ram, you can also have Sambhram Sakhya. Sambhram Sakhya means friendship in the mood of awe and reverence, like Sugriv. And, it is also possible for individuals to have rasas like Vatsalya, because some devotees feel like they are elderly, parent-like figures of Shri Ram. So, this is also possible with Shri. But Shri Krishna has the greatest, fullest manifestation of potencies, dear devotees. Because with Shri Krishna, Kanta Bhav, Madhurya Bhav has been taken to its final limit and perfected in the personality of Shri Krishna. So this, dear devotees, is how the various names have various degrees of potencies. Sorry, the various forms have various degrees of potencies. So other forms have partial manifestations of Shri Krishna, partial manifestations of potencies of Shri Krishna. Therefore, other forms are known as Amsha, portions. But Shri Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan. Now we know that Nam and Nami are non-different. The name and the named personality are non-different. Thus, the glory of Shri Ram's name is the same as the glory of Shri Ram's form. And then the glory of the name of any form is the same as the glory of that particular form. So, Shri Ram's name is as glorious as Shri Ram's form. Shri Nrisimha's name is as glorious as Shri Nrisimha's form. Shri Vishnu's name is as glorious as Shri Vishnu's form because there is no difference between Nam and Nami. Since Shri Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan, the very self of Bhagwan, therefore Sri Radha Govindnath coins a new term. His Nam is also Swayam Nam, the very self of Harinam, dear devotees. His Nam is the core Nam, which denotes the original personality of Bhagwan. The very self of Bhagwan is denoted by Krishna, the Nam Shri Krishna. So just as all forms of Bhagwan reside in the form of Shri Krishna, and just as worshipping Shri Krishna's form automatically ensures worship of all other forms, in the same manner we can say that all names of Bhagwan reside in the Nam of Shri Krishna. And uttering this Nam of Shri Krishna is tantamount, is equivalent to uttering the Nam of all other forms of Bhagavan. Therefore, you will see the gradation in Vishnu Sahasranam. The why is the gradation there in Vishnu Sahasranam? Because of the increasing degree of rasa. There is increasing degree of rasa in Shri Ram and Shri Krishna. Therefore, uttering the name of Shri Ram and Shri Krishna has greater efficacy as compared to uttering the Vishnu Sahasranam, provided that when you are uttering the name of Shri Ram, you are referring to Dashrath Putra Ram, the son of Dashrath. And when you are uttering the name of Krishna, you are referring to Nanda Nandan Shri Krishna. This is the sum and substance. Now, dear devotees, he says previously it was mentioned that different names give different results. Please pay attention. We are nearing the end of today's session. It was mentioned that different names give different results. For example, the name Mukunda gives liberation. The name Putanari vanquishes enemies. And the name Krishna includes the result of uttering all these names. But more than that, these direct names of Shri Krishna are able to bestow the highest goal of life, which is prema. So the name Mukunda bestows liberation, but beyond that, because it is a direct name of Krishna, it will also bestow prema. The name Putanari, the enemy of Putana, it vanquishes enemies, but beyond that, it also bestows prema. The name Krishna is all attractive, but beyond it gives bliss, but beyond that, it also gives prema, dear devotees. So this is what is being said. This is specified in a verse as follows. And this verse is from Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur and from Krishna Karnamritam in the meter Arya. I will try to sing the verse. Santvavatara Bahavaha Santvavatara Bahavaha Pankajnabhasya Sarvato Bhadra Pankajnabhasya Sarvato Bhadra Krishnadanyah Kova Krishnadanyah Kova Lataswapi premado bhavati. Lataswapi premado bhavati. A wonderful verse by Shri Bilvamangal Thakur in Shri Krishna Karnamritam. Santu avatara bhava. There may be many incarnations which are sarvato bhadra, all auspicious, of Pankajanabhasya, of that personality of God head who is lotus naveled. But Krishna Danya Kova, who other than Krishna, Latasu api prema bhavati, can bestow love, prema, even upon the creepers. dear devotees, even upon the creepers. And what is the praman for this, dear devotees? You will see there many incarnations appeared. Nrisimha, Vamana, Varahadev, they appeared. But when they used to walk on the surface of the earth, there is no such description that the trees and creepers transformed and showed signs of ecstasy. But when Bhagwan Shri Krishna walked on the surface of Shri Vrindavan, the trees bowed down and offered their fruits. And the trees also displayed horripilations on their trunks. And dear devotees, Krishna Danya Kova, is there any incarnations besides Shri Krishna who bestowed prem even on the trees and creepers as he was walking on the surface of Sri Vrindavan? So dear devotees, just as Shri Krishna can bestow prema even on the trees and creepers in Sri Vrindavan, what then to speak of humans? He can definitely bestow prema. I hope you are able to understand. So, and of course, there are descriptions in the Ramayana also that when Bhagwan Ram left Ayodhya, even the trees were heard to cry, to be crying. There is description of when Bhagwan Ram left Ayodhya. Sri Radha Govinda describes that, of course, in separation, some sanchari bhav, some transitory emotion overtakes the trees sometimes. But in the case of Shri Krishna, just by his direct touch, he bestows complete prem upon even the creepers and the trees and all the symptoms of prema, dear devotees. So this is the speciality of Shri Krishna's form. And this is also the speciality of Shri Krishna's Naam, dear devotees. Because Naam is not different from the form. So if the form bestows prema, then the Naam is also meant for bestowing prema. That is the main purpose of Krishna Naam. And then he says, let's understand by an example. Sri Radha Govindnath now finishes the commentary of Sri Sanatana Goswami and says, now let's understand by an example. In a college, there may be various teachers and a single chancellor. Chancellor is what you call a principal or the head of the college. The teachers teach their own subjects and the chancellor also teaches a certain subject. In this way, the teachers and the chancellor are the same in this regard because all of them teach a particular subject. However, the chancellor is also much beyond a teacher. He is much above the teacher. He has the special capability of managing the entire college, dear devotees. So, similarly, all forms and names of Bhagavan are similar in one sense. In what sense? They all remove sins. They all remove sinful reactions. But at the same time, the name of Shri Krishna and his form are unique and have their own speciality in comparison to all other names and forms. And what is the speciality? That the names of Shri Krishna bestow one very special entity and they bestow prema. They're specifically meant for bestowing prema. Param Karuna Prabhu, whenever in the temple you have gone and you have heard that today we will chant Narsimha Dev's Pranam, today we will chant Narsimha Nam. What is the main purpose of devotees that you have seen in uttering Narsimha Nam and Narsimha Pranam? Please tell me.
Protection, Prabhuji.
Protection. And I often, you might have heard, I often joke, whenever we sit in the car and suddenly we start saying Namaste Narsimhaya. And then I always say that Narsimha Dev must be saying, oh, my devotee must be sitting in the car. Therefore, he remembered me. Why else would he remember me? Isn't it?
Yes.
So, dear devotees, even in our own lives, we will see this fact very clearly that when we utter Sri Narsimha's name, the main purpose of uttering this name within our hearts is for protection. So, Nrisimha name, Ugram Viram Mahavishnum, Jwalantam Sarvatomukham, Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram, Mrityum Namamyam. Anytime it is very dark, you are in a lonely place and suddenly you hear a spooky noise and you are afraid of a ghost. Yes, dear devotees, have no fear. Immediately recite loudly, Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Rest assured, nothing will happen to you. Because names of Sri Nrisimha Dev is the specialist teacher of the subject of protection. I hope you're able to understand. So, but the chancellor is Shri Krishna, who has his own special subject of prema. So, dear devotees, finally, it should be understood that before Mahaprabhu spoke the first verse of Śrī-Caitanya-Śikṣāṣṭakam, he had said, Nama Sankirtana Kalau Param Upaya. You might be remembering in the introduction we had discussed this. Nam Sankirtan is the greatest means in Kali Yuga. Param Karuna Prabhu, greatest means for attaining what? Please tell me.
Liberation.
Liberation is the liberation is the
Prema
goal.
is the ultimate one, but
yes. So Mahaprabhu has not come for giving us the goal of liberation. Mahaprabhu has come for giving the goal of prema. So when Mahaprabhu is saying greatest means, he obviously wants to say greatest means to achieve the highest goal, the tallest fruit from the tallest tree, which is Shri Krishna Prem. And for telling everyone the means to attain this prema and for personally distributing this prema, Krishna has appeared as Mahaprabhu. So in the first verse, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam, he was speaking about prema by the terms Vidya Vadu Jivanam, Anandam Buddhivardhanam, Purnamrita Swadanam. He was speaking about prema. And in verses ahead also, Trinadapi Sunichena, Na Dhanam Na Janam, the emphasis will solely be on prema. And this prema can only be given by Bhagwan and his Naam. So, the instructions for Naam Sankirtan are specifically for that Naam which can help us attain prema. Prabhu, the entire Shikshashtakam is for attaining prema. And which name is the best for helping us attain prema?
Shri Krishna.
Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Therefore, at the end of the first verse, it was Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the very first verse, Shri Radha Govindnath is indicating that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had indicated which Naam is the Naam for attaining prema. Although all Naams have all potencies for destroying sins, but Shri Krishna's Naam has the specific potency for bestowing prema. And this Naam can bestow prema even upon the creepers, just as Shri Krishna can bestow prema even upon the creepers. And not only does it include the name Krishna, but also all other names which are directly related to his pastime. So Sri Radha Govindnath also, what Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls Mukhya Naam, Sri Radha Govindnath also says Mukhya Naam. What are the Mukhya Naam? Which directly give Krishna Lila. Govinda, Damodar, Madhav, Giridhari, Nandanandan, Yashodanandan, etc. So all names which are giving direct Krishna Lila, direct Vraja Lila, dear devotees, these names they are having the capacity to bestow Shri Krishna Prem. And these names are non-different from him. And all of his personal potencies are invested in them to the highest degree. And through Kirtan of any one of these names, you select by your choice. There are unlimited names for Shri Krishna Lila. You can see in Shri Sanatana Goswami's Shri Krishna Lila Stav, so many new names are also there. So by Kirtan of any of these names, one can attain perfection. And which perfection? Not only liberation, but beyond liberation, Krishna Prem and eternal Krishna Seva. This, dear devotees, is his explanation on the fact that Bhagwan has invested all his potencies in all his names. To summarize, all names of Krishna are equal in one sense. In which sense, Param Karuna Prabhu, are they equal?
Sin removing capacity.
Yes. And in this sin removing capacity, can we include the name of Bhagwan Shiva?
Yes.
100%. So whenever we see a temple of Bhagwan Shiva, we should go inside, we should pay our obeisances, and we should utter the name of Bhagwan Shiva. Why? Because one who distinguishes between the name of Bhagwan Shiva and the name of Bhagwan Vishnu commits the second Naam Aparadh. Dear devotees, those of us who might be remembering the 10 Naam Aparadhs that we discussed in the Upadeshamritam series will remember that Shivasya Shri Vishnorya Iha Guna Nama Disakalam Diya bhinnam pashyet sakalu Hari nama hitakara. One who distinguishes between the name of Shiva and the name of Vishnu becomes an offender. So the name of Shiva and the name of Vishnu are equal in a particular sense, in the sense of removing sins. So whenever we visit a temple of Bhagwan Shiva, whenever we see Bhagwan Shiva, we should fold our hands and we should say, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, because we are paying obeisances to Bhagwan and we do not wish to commit any Nam Aparadh. And just as Krishna's form contains all other forms within itself, similarly, Krishna's Naam contains all other names within itself. Dear devotees, Krishna's Naam has the unique potency to bestow prema on any living entity. Other names may have their unique potencies. The name of Nrisimha has the potency to bestow fearlessness. I hope you are able to understand. So in this similar way, Krishna's name has a unique potency of bestowing prema. And all of his direct names, such as Govind, Damodar, Madhav, also have that potency. And it's not that Krishna's name does not have the potency that Nrisimha's name has. Krishna's name also has the potency of Nrisimha Dev's name. But Krishna's name also has the added potency of giving prema of the highest degree, which is Madhurya Bhav Prema, dear devotees. So, other names have the respective potencies, but Krishna Nam has the highest manifestation of Shri Krishna's potencies. This is the meaning of nija-sarva-śaktis tatrārpitā. All potencies are invested. Once again, I'll tell you, for example, an employee just joins a new company and that employee is told that all of the company's rights, all of the company's rights belong to you. Obviously, but at a certain level, not beyond a certain level. The highest access, the highest rights belong to the original founder of the organization. Similarly, dear devotees, all names have their potencies, but all potencies to their highest degree are present in the direct names of Shri Krishna, Krishna, Govinda, Damodar, Madhav, etc. This, dear devotees, is the sum and substance of what Sri Radha Govindanath wanted to say. All right. Now, last time I ended with something. Last time I ended with a special prayer from Sri Rupa Goswami. And what was that special prayer, Param Karuna Prabhu? Do you know what it was?
I'm blanking out, Prabhuji.
Aksharmayi Pratna, all syllables.
Yes.
In the service of Shri Krishna. We we specified all syllables in the.
Wonderful. Yes, that one.
Yeah. So the previous acharyas are not satisfied. So Shri Raghunandan Goswami composes all syllables in the glorification of Gaura, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dear devotees, in his composition, Gauranga Virudavali, Shri Raghunandan Goswami, who is a very nice Sanskrit poet and who belongs to the tradition of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, he composed Aksharmayi Prarthana, all syllables in the glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in conclusion, I will sing Aksharmayi Prarthana for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Adbhuta guna jaya, ahita kali bhaya, ishta janavaka, Ishwara sevaka. The first four vowels, a. All glories to Lord Gaura, who has wonderful Adbhut qualities. Adbhut begins with a. Who bestows is ahita, it begins with a. Who bestows fear upon Kali Yuga personified. Who is the maintainer of his near and dear, Ishta. Ishta begins with E. And who is the servant of Ishvara Puri, E. First four vowels. Uddhata dandan, udha sumandan, rajujana samshrita, rishigana stuta. Who chastises the unruly, uddhata. Who wears udha, exquisite ornaments. Re, whose shelter is sought by simple-hearted, raju. people. R, and who is worshipped by the sages? Rishigana. Lideva ritameva lvada sadhita ejita durjana aishyaniketana. Le, who exhibits his honest nature on many occasions, just as the letter L grammatically exhibits Rita, the nature of the syllable Re. Now, this is a grammatical point. There is a Panini Sutra, which is Akaha Savarne Dirgha. In this Panini Sutra, there is a Vartik, another detail, which says Liti Savarne Leva, which means sometimes the syllable L transforms into Re, especially in conjunctions. So just as Le transforms into Re, it becomes Rita. Similarly, O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you also become Rita. Rita means honest, truthful. So just like Le becomes Re, it becomes Rita. Mahaprabhu, you are also Rita. Another meaning of Rita is honest. So, Lideva Ritameva Vada Sadhita, who cannot be attained by material endeavors, just as the syllable cannot be pronounced by the material senses. So how am I pronouncing it? Well, I am pronouncing a close approximation. This is not the exact pronunciation. All right, dear devotees, this syllable is not to be found in the Vedas. Asadhita, it cannot be pronounced by the material senses. Ejita durjana, who causes the wicked souls to tremble. Ejita. Aishyaniketana, and who's the repository of all Aishya, all prosperity. Odra Sadrigadhara, Aujvalyakar, Amshuka Bhushana, Astagadushana. Oh, who has lips like a red hibiscus flower, Odra. Au, who's the mine of Ujjwal Rasa, Aujvalya Akar. Who wears only a single piece of cloth, Amshuka. And Aha, who is free, Ahastaga, from the tendency to criticize others. Mahaprabhu is Anyanindadi Shunya Hridam, dear devotees. Then the consonants begin. Ka, kha, ga, gha. Kanaka sama prabha, khala jana durlabha, ganana virahita, ghana kacha vilasita. Ka, who has a golden Kanaka bodily complexion. Kha, who is difficult for the crooked, Khala, to attain. Ga, who isn't counted Ganana as an incarnation because he is a hidden incarnation in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Gha, and who has dense, dark, Ghana hair. Ngotejita kokila, chudita vichakila, chalita kamala mada, jagati priyaka pada. Nga, whose sweet voice, Ngoti, puts the cuckoo to shame. Cha, who has his hair decorated chudita with various vichakila is jasmine flowers. Cha, who defeats the beauty of the lotus, thus destroying chalita, its intoxication of pride. And Ja, whose lotus feet are dear to the world, Jagati. Janaditi nupura, yon bhuya padakara, tikana nistala, thajaina khanchala. Jha, who sounds Jhanat, his ankle bells. Nya, who thus dances Yabhuya Padakara with ankle bells on his feet. Ta, whose nature is to describe Tikana, Tika, Harinam. And Tha, if you see the Devanagari syllable for Tha here, it appears like the moon. If you see this syllable, Tha appears like the moon. So Tha is another, the single syllable Tha also means moon. And whose toenails conquer the beauty of the full moon. Tha Jai. Damarudrigishwara, Dhundya Kripabhara, Anatmaka Vigraha, Tattva Vidagraha. Da, who is the master of Bhagavan Shiva, the holder of the Damaru drum. Dha, whose mercy is always taught, Dhundya, by everyone. This Dhundi, in Hindi we call Dhundna. This Dhundi is originally a Sanskrit term. So Dhundi, if you go to Varanasi, there is a deity of Shri Ganesh, Dhundiraj. Dhundiraj means who is the king of all research, Dhundiraj, Shri Ganesh. So whose mercy is always sought. dhundya, by everyone. Ana, who has a form full of eternal joy. Anatmaka. Ana means joy. In the term Krishna also, the term Ana means joy. And Ta, to whom the Tattvavadis, followers of Sri Madhvacharya, are also attracted. Now, dear devotees, we are gradually coming to the end. Thutkrita muktika, darapada bhaktika, dharma hridadara, narmara sankara. Tha, who causes mukti to be spat upon. Thutkrita, the, by one who has even a small fraction of devotion to his feet. Darapada, such a person spits on mukti. Dha, who creates fear in the transgressors of religious principles. Dharmahrit. And Na, who is the reservoir of Madhurya Rasa. Narma. Padma Vijay Kar, Hulla Kamala Dhara, Bandha Vimochana, Bhaskara Lochana. Pa, who has hands that conquer the beauty of lotus flowers. Padma. Pa. This is not fa, dear devotees, this is pa. In pa, pa, ba, bha, both lips should close. So this is not fa, this is pa. The lip should close. Pa, who holds a bloomed pulla lotus in his lotus hands. Ba, who relieves one of all bondage, bandha. And bha, who has sun-like bhaskar, radiant eyes. Then Madhurataranana Yamajai Sevana Rasabharadayak Lalita Vidhayak. Ma, whose lotus face is very madhura, madhuratar, very beautiful. Ya, whose service causes victory over Yamaraj. Ra, who bestows abundant rasa. And La, who bestows one's desired, cherished, Lalita, goal. Now, Valadanupama Daya, Shamita Bhuvan Bhaya, Shadbhuja Vikshaka, Sanmata Shikshaka, Va, who bestows ever increasing Valat, extraordinary mercy. Sha, who extinguishes Shamana, Shamita, the fear of the three worlds. Sha, there is a difference between Sha and Sha. So, Sha, who demonstrates a six-handed Shadbhuja form. And Sa, who teaches the true path, Sanmata, of transcendence. Final two syllables. Hari Guna Kathanai Kshananandita Janadev. Ha, through his speaking of Hari Guna, through his speaking of Hari Katha, Ksha, he delights everyone at every Kshana, at every moment. O Dev, O Mahaprabhu, all glories to you. This is from the Gauranga Virudavali of Shri Raghunandan Goswami, Aksharmai Prarthana, dedicated to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dear devotees, thank you very much. Yadatra Skhalitam Kinchit, Vidvam Sahapurayantu Tat, Yadatra Saushthavam Kinchit, Tad Guru Reva Menahi. Yadatra Skhalitam Kinchit. If there's any mistake in what I said, Vidvam Sah, your learned devotees, Purayantu Tat. Please correct those mistakes. But Yadatra Saushthavam Kinchit. If there's anything nice, please remember, Tad Guru Reva. It belongs to my Gurujanas. May nahi. It doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much once again, dear devotees. Thank you, Parama Prabhu, for kindly hosting the talk today. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. I'm personally so indebted to hear this talk. And you rightly say that Tad Guru Eva Me Nahi. But you're I don't know how else to give credit that you bring those messages from our previous acharyas, those never heard of messages to us. So you call yourself the shoe shiner or the carrier of, I would like to say you're the carrier of the messages of the previous acharyas for us that we would never have in this lifetime, at least, any hope of being able to access. So thank you, Prabhuji, for
Hare Krishna.
being
all credit to them.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Talks are so nourishing, and I remember your talk from Utsaha, that there is so much in our in the writings of previous acharyas that every day it can fill us with so much utsaha, so much enthusiasm to relish and to stay enthused in our bhakti. So once again, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this wonderful gift to us from the previous acharyas.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So we will, if okay with you, we will transition to Q&A.
Yes, yes, sure, Prabhu.
As Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu, Prabhu reminds us always nicely, please keep your questions relevant and to the point to today's talk. Keep them brief, one question at a time, and then we'll kind of keep going, in first, second, third rounds of questions. There's no limit, as Prabhuji so kindly and patiently answers every single question. And no loaded questions or referring to any individual or institution. Let's keep it informal and in name or institution free. Right. And so if any questions require deeper research on a specific verse or a commentary or anything like that, the WhatsApp group may be a better place to ask such questions. And the method of joining the WhatsApp group, if in case you haven't, is to send an email to, which I'll request Prabhuji to remind me of. You can send an email and Prabhuji will add you to the WhatsApp Q&A group. It is different from the announcement group. So a lot of vibrant Q&A goes on there. So all devotees are encouraged to take advantage.
If somebody wishes to join the WhatsApp group for announcements or for Q&A, this is the email address. Please send an email to this address. And please include, very importantly, your WhatsApp number and your country code. There are two groups. One group is only for announcements. So you'll only receive messages once a week. Second group is for Q&A, and a lot of messages are sent in that group. So you can either request that to be added to both the groups or just one of the group for announcements, whatever you want. All right. So thank you very much. Let's begin, Prabhu.
Wonderful. So we'll start the Q&A. Please raise your hands as usual. Premanand Prabhu, you please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. I wanted to glorify you, but Karuṇā Prabhu has done a very wonderful job. I cannot add more to that. I can only express my gratitude for giving us so much of insights into the holy name. So, Prabhuji, my question is again, this could be a very elementary question. I apologize for my lack of understanding. So you have definitely mentioned that all the names have different potencies, but Krishna name is the highest potency. I always felt that maybe different names have potency, but I did not have scriptural references which you kindly provided to this. So thank you for confirming that intuition. So my question is regarding Gaur-Nam. So in this, does Gaur-Nam also have different gradation in that gradation, or is it the same as Krishna Nam? I was never clear about Gaur-Nam. Where does it fall in that spectrum of potencies?
Okay, where does Gaur-Nam, where does Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nam fall in that particular hierarchy?
Yes.
So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically is non-different from Shri Krishna himself. He is not considered as an avatar. He is not considered as an incarnation. He is considered directly as Shri Krishna.
Okay.
But his personal desire is that we should chant Krishna Nam. Mainly we should chant Krishna Nam. And I had shown this praman, shown this proof many times. I will again show this proof. यदि आमा प्रति स्नेह थाके सबाकार तबे कृष्ण व्यतिरिक्त नायक गाइबे आर. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Madhya Khand, and in Madhya Khand he says 28th chapter 27th verse that if you have any affection for me, Don't speak about any topics other than Krishna. So Mahaprabhu himself is in the mood of Sri Radha, and in the mood of Sri Radha, he wants to himself utter Krishna Nam, and he also wants others to utter Krishna Nam. So our main sadhana process is based on utterance of Shri Krishna Nam. And you will not see that any devotee has been given the 16 rounds of Gauranam or 8 rounds of Gauranam or something like that. So our regular sadhana is mainly centered around Shri Krishna Nam, because this is what is most pleasing to Sri Radha and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And otherwise, utterance of Shri Gaur Nam has the same potency as utterance of Shri Krishna Nam. Because in Shri Krishna Nam, Shri is also there and Krishna is also there. And in Gaur Nam also, in Gaura's form, Sri Radha and Sri Krishna are there. Both are there. So uttering Shri Krishna and uttering Gaura, when we say Shri Krishna Chaitanya, we say Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So Shri Krishna and Chaitanya are basically the same person. Why? Because when Shri and Krishna combine, they become Chaitanya. That is what his name is. But we don't have a paddhati. We don't have a tradition of uttering rounds and rounds of Mahaprabhu's name. Our tradition is of uttering rounds and rounds of Shri Krishna Nam. So that is what the answer. I hope that answer satisfies your query.
Yes, thank you. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We'll go to Shreya and Madhav. Prabhu and Mataji, depending on.
Yeah, both are.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanmar Pranam.
My pranams.
Thank you so much for this beautiful talk. So, Prabhuji, I have a question from this nija-sarva-śaktis, tatrārpitā section that I have heard from some devotees that when a devotee is chanting aparadh nam, then the sarva shakti, because the name contains all the shaktis, so then the material energy that starts acting and it gives you bhukti. And when somebody is chanting shuddha nam, then the swarup shakti starts acting and that gives you prema. So can you shed some light, because this is little confusing?
See, when somebody chants Bhagwan's name with aparadh, obviously they are not going to get the full and final result of Shri Krishna Nam. Please tell me, what is the result, full and final result of Shri Krishna Nam?
Krishna prema.
Krishna Prem. And but without aparadh, only it gives Krishna Prem. And where is the Praman? It is given in Shri Chaitanya-Charitamrita, and I will share my screen with you, where it says Antyalila 4.71 तार मध्ये सर्वश्रेष्ठ नाम संकीर्तन, but the main is nir aparadhe naam laile paye prem dhan. That only when you utter naam without aparadh, you will get prema. And when you, and this is the translation, if one does so with avoiding the 10 offenses, and not only the 10 offenses, also Vaishnava aparadh, also offenses to the other living entities, seva aparadh, offenses towards deities, etc. All of that is included here. Nir aparadhe naam laile paye premadhan. One very easily obtains Shri Krishna Prem. So this is what is indicated here. Now, if somebody utters naam with aparadh, what happens? Although naam has the full potency to bestow prema, naam does not demonstrate that complete potency. Right? Why? Because the receiver is not yet eligible. Then what does naam do? So naam is independent. It can do anything. There is no specific formula. Somebody who said that naam will give bhukti, naam will give enjoyment. It's not necessary that naam will give enjoyment in every case. In some cases, naam may snatch away enjoyment. We don't know. All right? Because naam is not different from Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna also never, is not that in every case Sri Krishna will give enjoyment. In some cases, Krishna will withhold enjoyment or snatch away enjoyment. What is the praman? So, here it is, Madhya Leela 22.39. Krishna's thought. Ami vigya ei murkhe Vishay kene diba Swacharanamrita diya Vishay bulaiba. Please read the translation, Madhav Prabhu.
since I am very intelligent, why should I give this fool material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget illusory material enjoyment.
Yeah. So somebody is uttering with aprad, Bhagwan can do anything else. Bhagwan's naam can do anything else except for prema. And that anything else may include giving material enjoyment, may include snatching away material enjoyment. It depends on case to case basis because every person's case is different and Bhagwan Naam knows how to deal with each and every case. Just as Shri Krishna. It's not that Shri Krishna in the case of an aparadhi will not deal with, in the same manner with every aparadhi. Shri Krishna is a highly individualistic and Shri Krishna's Naam is also highly individualistic. So that is how the decision is made on a case to case basis. No two people are treated the same by Shri Krishna or by Shri Krishna Naam. So that is the answer to your query. All right. Thank you.
Good.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We'll go to Mohit Deshmukh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Nabat Pranam.
My perhaps.
So nice to see you.
Likewise.
So my question is that as we know that Bhagwan Shivji is Guna Avatar of Shri Krishna and his son Shri Ganesh, we know that he is Prathama Vandita, means always firstly worshipped everywhere. And of course, we know the story behind that from the childhood that there was a competition that whoever circumvents whoever circumvents the universe, but whoever wins, that will be firstly worshipped.
Yeah.
And by circumventing around Sri Narada, he won the competition and thereby he became the firstly worshipped. But why so much importance to Sri Ganesh? Is he is also Bhagavan?
Why so much? Why is there so much importance to worship of Shri Ganesh? One of the names of Shri Ganesh is Vignesh. Vignesh means Vignanam Ishaha. He is the Lord of all the obstacles. Which means that if he is unhappy, obstacles may come. And another name is Vignaharta. Vignaharta means he is the remover of obstacles. If he is happy, obstacles will be removed. Right. So those who are attached to material pursuits, they want removal of obstacles in the attainment of their material pursuits. So they offer first worship to Shri Ganesh. Now we devotees also, we also want that in our devotional endeavors, there should be no obstacles. So devotees are also, it is recommended in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. One of the seva apradhs is related to Shri Ganesh. I will show you that seva apradh, which is given by Shri Jiva Goswami, and I am sharing my screen and I will show you what is the specific seva apradh which is mentioned in the commentary by Shri Jiva Goswami. Vignesham apujayitva Kapalinam Drishtva Va Pujanam. So the main section is Vignesham Apujayitva Pujanam. Worshipping the Lord without giving respect to Vignesh, without giving respect to Shri Ganesh. Alright, now, how do you give respect to Shri Ganesh? Last time I had mentioned that in the spiritual world, the function of Shri Ganesh is carried out by Vishwaksen. This I had specified last time. Alright, so either there is Avarana Puja. What is Avarana Puja? There are, when you do elaborate puja, actual puja, in that puja, around the main deities, there are many other deities around the main deities which are called Avarana Devata. So these are surrounding the main deity. That Avarana Devata, Vignesh is that Devata, one of the Avarana Devatas. So you offer your pranams to Vignesh while doing deity worship. Otherwise also for your general devotional purposes, whenever you see Shri Ganesh, you have to ask for removal of obstacles on the path of bhakti. Right? So there is a verse in Brahma Samhita. Yat pad pallav yugam vinidhaya kumbha dvandve pranam samaye saganadhirajah Vignan vihantu malamasya jagatrayasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Right? So like this. Or if you want, you can, if you have the mood of a Gaudiya Vaishnava, you can also pray like a Gaudiya Vaishnava. There are many other prayers to Shri Ganesh in our Sampradaya. Many other prayers to Shri Ganesh. Right? By Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, by the other biographers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many other prayers are there. I'll show you a freshly composed prayer just few days ago for Shri Ganesh. All right, would you like to see a prayer for Shri Ganesh? All right.
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. This here is a newly composed prayer for Shri Ganesh. Vignair hama yutairiha bhakti marge tvam vigna koti mukhamardana karakosi tvat samsmriti sakala vigna vinashini syat Shri Krishna sevan kritau mama he Ganesha. Vignair hatoham ayutair. Hey Ganesh, on this path of bhakti, I am tormented by 10,000 obstacles. Ayuta is 10,000 obstacles. But Tvam, you on the other hand, are the head crusher of millions of obstacles. This is your glory. So, Tvat Samsmriti, may your remembrance, Sakala Vigna Vinashini Sya Shri Krishna Sevana Krito, be the destroyer of all obstacles in all my acts of service to Shri Krishna. Dear Shri Ganesh. So, remembrance of Shri Ganesh for removal of obstacles on the path of service to Shri Krishna. This is the mood of the Brajavasis. In this mood we can also have. All right. So, no problem. This is how. Okay. If you
So
want,
he's not a Bhagwan,
if you want
he
other
is a
prayer,
Dev.
if you want other prayers to Shri Ganesh from our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, I had compiled an article about it. So I can send it to you, which has all the prayers to Shri Ganesh in one particular article from our Sampradaya, from the previous acharyas of our Sampradaya. So I can send it to you. All right.
He is not a Devata. Sorry, he is not a Bhagwan, but he is Devata. But
Yeah,
he's
he's a Devata, but all Devatas have their respective functions in the spiritual world. What is his function in the spiritual world?
Vishwaksam.
Uh,
Vishwaksam.
What is that? What function does he perform? Removal of
Obstacles.
obstacles. And we pray to him for removal of all obstacles on our path to service of Shri Krishna. And that is a very devotional desire. All right. So the Brajavasis, the Gopis also pray. If you want, I'll send you the article which has the prayers of the Brajavasis, the Gopis, the previous acharyas, everything. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Krishna. Then next we will go to Rai Ramanand Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I'm very grateful and indebted for such a beautiful representation of Acharya Vani. Prabhuji, my question is regarding Tarak Brahma and Parak Brahma, which you had described.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to ask that in many scriptures we had understood that there are different mantras in different yugas, like in Treta Yuga, Ram Narayanam, and Ananta Mukunda Madhusudana, Krishna Keshava Kansari, and in Dwapar Yuga there is a mantra I didn't remember. Like it's like
Hare Murare
Hare
Madhukaitav.
Madhukai Hare Gopala Govanda Mukunda Sauri.
Yeah.
So I want to ask that all these mantras in different yugas, are they also simultaneously Tarak and Parak Brahm, or only the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is only the Parak Brahm? That I want to ask that.
See, the thing is true. If you see the names which are there in all the yugas, so if you see the names in Treta Yuga, one of the names is also Krishna there. The name Krishna is also there in the for Treta Yuga. The name Krishna is also there in Dwapar Yuga, and the name Krishna is also there in Kali Yuga. You will find the name in all the yugas. So the name Krishna is known as Parak Brahma, and the name Ram is known as Tarak Brahma. And if you want to see the details, I will suggest to you Stavamala of Shri Rupa Goswami. In Stavamala, there is Mathura Stava. Have you, do you have a copy of Stavamala with you with a commentary, Prabhu?
At present, Prabhu, I'm using my mobile phone, so I don't have
Okay.
the data.
So no, but
already.
but do you have at home a copy of Stavamala
Yes,
with
yes.
you have? Okay. I'm sharing my screen so you can have a look. See here. Bijam mukti taror anarth. This is the third verse of Stavamala Mathura Stav. Bijam mukti taror anarth patali nistarakam tarakam. Dhama prema rasasya vanchita. This should be vanchita. Dhura samparakam parakam. Can you see parakam and tarakam here, Prabhu? Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, in the commentary to this, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan has explained how the name of Bhagavan Ram is Tarak Nam and how the name Krishna is Parak Nam. And etad yatra nivasi nam udayate chichakti vritti dvayam. For the residents of Mathura, both simultaneously arise, Tarak and Parak. Mathna tu Vyasanani. Why Mathura? Because Mathna tu, she crushes Vyasanani, all unhappiness. Mathura Puri sa vah shriyam cha kriyat. May that Mathura Puri bestow all auspiciousness unto all of you. So please remember, I am giving you a reference and you have to look up the commentary of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan on Mathura Stav and specifically on verse number 3. So will you do that, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, definitely.
So please refer to it, and whatever you find, please share in the Q&A group, because I had read it long time ago. I remember some of it, but whatever you find, please share in the Q&A group. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very
Hare
good.
Krishna. My pranams.
Hare Krishna. We have Sachindra Krishna Prabhu.
Oh, wonderful, my dear friend Sachindra Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat pranams to all the Vaishnavas and yourself. Thank you so much for such a detailed class. Is one for the generations to come. I try to follow as much as I can, but I'm a simple guy, so it's very hard for me to go in depth. But one question I had about this is that you said that each of the forms of Krishna or of any avatar has specific potencies. For example, Lord Narasimhadev is remover of obstacles, and as is Shri Ganesh, and Lord Shiva has his. But Krishna, the name of Krishna, form of Krishna, has all of the potencies, including remover of all obstacles.
Right.
Two-pronged question. One is the crux of the question is, if Krishna, as one matures in their devotional bhakti sadhana, and they become more and more attracted, obviously, to Krishna, the name, and so forth, then do they naturally kind of go to Krishna for everything? Because if Krishna can also give protection from all obstacles, then what is the necessity of going to Narasimhadev?
Wonderful.
And you sit in a car, it has everything. So why make a extraneous effort to do something additional?
Wonderful.
And then the second question is, why was the establishment of Narasimhadev institutionalized in some institutions when Krishna has everything? Is it because of the different gradations of devotees and to facilitate that? Thank you.
Right. So this is a two-pronged question. First is, as one matures in their Krishna bhakti, they will realize that they can go to Krishna for everything. For protection, they go to Krishna. For removal of obstacles, they can go to Krishna. Wonderful. As a sadhaka, as a practitioner, what you are saying is correct. As one matures, one's sharanagati, one's feeling of being sheltered in Krishna increases, and one exclusively depends on Krishna for everything. And one of the 6 limbs of sharanagati is avaksha rakshive Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect me. So I will go only to Shri Krishna. But parallelly, something else is happening. Something wonderful is happening. Parallelly, the devotee is also coming closer to the mood of the Vrajavasis. And for Vrajavasis, Krishna is no longer Bhagwan. I hope you are able to understand. Krishna is no longer Bhagwan for the Vrajavasis. So anybody who's following in the footsteps of the Vrajavasis stops referring to Shri Krishna as Bhagwan or reduces referring to Shri Krishna as Bhagwan as much as possible. Why? Because the functions of Bhagwan are performed by Vishnu, Nrasimha, etc. So the gopis performed Katyayani Puja. You know what is Katyayani Puja? They were worshipping the Devi, Katyayani, so that they could attain their desire of attaining Shri Krishna as their husband. Now, the closer one comes to the mood of the Vrajavasis, one will one will understand that Krishna is just our family member, and the other forms such as Narasimha etc. are for protection. So this is the mood of the Vrajavasis. But as you advance as the more you advance as a sadhaka, the more one pointed you will become towards Shri Krishna. But still, even though you may be a sadhaka, you don't want to give seva to Shri Krishna. Oh, Shri Krishna, protect me. Oh, Shri Krishna, remove my obstacles. If there are Devi Devatas who can help with this, then why not take help from them? I hope you are able to understand. Because in the end, it is for the execution of Krishna Bhakti only. So let Krishna be the receiver of all the seva and not the performer of any seva. This is the mood of some sadhakas. And some sadhakas think, let Krishna do everything for me. So there are both types of sadhakas are there. You will find both types. Select your mood. There is no one flavor here, because all masala is not garam masala. I hope you are able to. And so you can select your mood. You can either say Krishna will give me protection, Krishna is for me everything. Or you can say, why should I give Krishna the headache of giving me protection? Narsimha De Jai Narsimha Dev. All right, both moods are all right. Second question is, why was the worship of Nrsimha Dev instituted in certain institutions? So the thing is, the institutions wish to represent the complete spectrum of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Complete spectrum of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Does the complete spectrum of Gaudiya Vaishnavism include worship of Nrsimhadev? This question is very important. And the answer is yes. Why is the answer yes? Because amongst the followers of Mahaprabhu, there were worshippers of Sri Nrsimhadev. And where is it mentioned? It is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 10.35. Sri Nrsimha Upasaka Pradyumna Brahmachari Prabhutara Nama Kaila Nrsimhananda Kari. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
The 13th branch was Pradyumna Brahmachari. Since he was a worshipper of Lord Narasimhadev, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed his name to Nrsimhananda Brahmachari.
Prabhu, and a direct associate of Mahaprabhu was a worshipper of whom?
Lord Narasimhadev.
Lord Narasimhadev. Should this aspect of the sampradaya not be institutionalized?
Should this aspect, it should
be introduced, because we want to have all the flavors of the sampradaya within us. Now I will ask you another question. Before Shri Radharaman was manifest, Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami was meditating on which form of the Lord?
Radharaman.
Radharaman was self-manifest. On the previous night, Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami was meditating, because it was Nrisimha Chaturdashi. So Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami was meditating on Shri Nrsimhadev. And just as Nrsimhadev burst out of the pillar, Shri Radharaman came out of the Shaligram Shila. I hope you are able to understand. So our acharyas had profound, elaborate meditations on Nrsimhadev, and there was followers of Mahaprabhu who were worshippers of Nrsimhadev. And the best example is Nrsimhananda Brahmachari. And if Nrsimhananda Brahmachari is an associate of Mahaprabhu who is worshipping Nrsimhadev, and Mahaprabhu considers him one of his own. So if Mahaprabhu is so broad-minded, who are we to become narrow-minded? I hope you are able to understand. See, institutionally, we have to be very broad-minded. Individually, some people can become narrow, that no, for me only Radha Krishna. Individually, somebody can make a choice, but institutionally, we can't make that choice. Institutionally, we have to include all flavors that are coming from Mahaprabhu Sampradaya. I hope that satisfies your query.
Yes, from an institutional standpoint, it makes complete sense. So on a personal, individual level, I guess as your sadhana, gets deeper and deeper and hopefully more rasic, you will automatically come to a conclusion of how you want to approach a certain
Yes.
element.
Yes. Wonderful. So I'll give you another example. Let's say institutionally we say seva adhikar diye karo nija dasi, make me your maid servant, you know. But individually, if a person is progressing on the path of Sakhyaras, they find more taste in Sakhyaras. Will they feel inclined to say Karo Nija Dasi? Please tell me.
No.
No. So privately they will change their practices, but publicly they will not announce anything. That is what it is.
Mm.
Right? Because it's
Okay,
a
thank
very
you so much.
private thing. Raganuga Bhakti is a very private thing. You know, it is
Yes.
you can't speak about because I am doing this, so everybody else also do this. No, no. It's a private practice. All right. I hope
Thank
that
you.
satisfies your query.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. We have Rai Ramananda Prabhu again, but before that, we have some other questions. So we will
Sure.
follow our protocol
Sure.
of going over questions.
All right.
So we have some questions on the chat,
Okay.
and one is by Bhagavad Katha Prabhu. So he's saying that when one chants the name of Rama, referring to Krishna, then that also has the potency like the name of Krishna. Is this understanding correct, Prabhuji? That's what
Of
he's
course, when you chant Radha Raman, the verbal root Ram is there in Radha Raman. All right. So whose name are you chanting? Ram Nam or Krishna Nam? Obviously chanting Krishna. In Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you chant Hare Ram and while uttering Ram, the indicated personality is Nandanandan Shri Krishna. Obviously, it has the same efficacy as Krishna Nam. That is the answer.
wonderful, Prabhuji. Great. And I'm deleting the chats as we go along that have been asked at my end, just to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Then there is another chat message sent directly to me. So, Prabhuji, this may not be visible to others, but I'm just reading it out.
Okay.
He's glorifying, even the previous devotee glorified you first, Bhagavad Krishna Prabhu, Bhagavad Katha Prabhu. Anyway, so he says, I just wanted to ask if you could kindly repeat the verse discussing the qualities of an excellent commentator and kindly provide the reference for this verse. I think you had mentioned it today, but you had shown it previously.
So there is a verse which says Vishayo samshayaschaiva purva pakshas tathottaram nirnayascheti siddhantam shastre dhikaranam smritam. So this is the verse, which he wanted to specify. Now this particular verse is found in various commentaries to Vedantic texts, but let me try to, I'll try to find it in one of the papers that I wrote. It was either from this text, what is it called? Artha Sangraha of Logakshi Bhaskar. Artha Sangraha is a Mimamsa text. Artha Sangraha of Logakshi Bhaskar, or it was from Gaga Bhatt. But it is a Vedantic verse which says how do you understand a particular subject matter in Vedanta. Vishayo samshayaschaiva purva pakshas tathottaram nirnayascheti siddhantam shastre dhikaranam smritam. So I will show it today itself. I will, but please give me some time to find that. Yeah, I found it. So I am showing this verse on the screen. This is from Bhatt Chintamani of Gaga Bhatt, Pandit Gaga Bhatt. This is I'm sharing my screen. विषयः संशयश्चैव पूर्वपक्षस्तथोत्तरं निर्णयश्चेति सिद्धान्तं शास्त्रेऽधिकरणं स्मृतम्. First comes the Vishay, topic of discussion, followed by Samshay, doubt, Purvapaksha, hearing one side, Uttarpaksha, hearing other side, deciding in favor of a side, Nirnaya, and finally conclusive statement, Siddhanta. This is Bhatt Chintamani of Pandit Gaga Bhatt. For those who don't know who is Pandit Gaga Bhatt, I will give a short historical reference. He is a celebrated commentator on the Chandralok of Kavi Jaydev. And when in Western India, when there was heavy Mughal rule, Muslim rule, and the one king emerged who defeated the entire Mughal rule, it was Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And after a lot of years of fighting, he was coronated as Chhatrapati. He was coronated as the king, but there was no suitable Brahmin available to do the coronation ceremony. So an invitation was sent to Pandit Nagesh Bhatt, the greatest grammarian on planet Earth of that time. But Pandit Nagesh Bhatt said, I have taken Kshetra Sannyas in Kashi, Varanasi. So another big Pandit from Gaudadesh, from Bengal, was Pandit Gaga Bhatt, who was sent an invitation, will you come and perform the coronation ceremony of Shivaji Maharaj? And he came and he performed the coronation ceremony, and India had its, after many centuries, India had its Chhatrapati, it had its ruler who had declared self-independence from Mughal rule. So he was the one who did the coronation ceremony of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Pandit Gaga Bhatt, he wrote Bhatt Chintamani, a literature for describing various Mimamsa and Vedantic concepts. So from his literature, this verse is there. So I hope that answers the query.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. This is all nectar that we would have so durlabh or rare access to, probably never at all. Thank you so much for revealing all this to us from your vast reservoir of knowledge from the Shastra. Thank you so much. We have one more question on the chat, and then we'll go to the hands raised.
Sure.
So, Kanai Sundar Prabhu is asking this, and he's giving reference to Shri Prem Bhakti Chandrika by Shri Narottam Das Thakur. He says that there is a verse there, Na bhajaibe anya devi deva, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions Devi Deva are referring to Srimati Parvati Devi and Bhagwan Shiva. It says Na bhajaibe. So how do we understand this instruction?
So how do we understand this instruction? Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that, don't worship other Devi Devatas. Here is a verse by Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur worshipping Bhagwan Shiva. See here. Vrindavana Vanipate Jaya Soma Soma Maule Sanandana Sanatana Naradedya Gopishwara Vraja Vilasi Yugangri Padme Prema Prayachanit. This last line should be Prema Prayacha Nirupadhi Namo Namaste. So this is Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who has in his Sankalpa Kalpadruma, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written as follows. Now, please tell me, why will Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur write a prayer like this if Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur doesn't want us to, worship? So what is the contradiction here? The contradiction here is Shri Narottam Das Thakur says that Na bhajibe devi deva. So bhajibe means don't perform bhajan of any devatas. By the term bhajan means exclusive one-pointed shelter, and seva is termed as bhajan. So that one should not perform of any devi or devata. One should not perform exclusive bhajan of any devi or devata. One should not take exclusive shelter of that devi or devata. Exclusive shelter, ek ashray should be Shri Krishna. But if we need certain help in certain directions, before entering into the dham, the protector of the dham is Bhagwan Shiva. Will we neglect him and enter into the dham? Certainly not. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, before entering into Jagannath Puri, wherever there is dham of Bhagwan, there is Bhagwan Shiva to be found on the outskirts. On the outskirts of Jagannath Puri is Bhuvaneshwar, and Bhagwan Lingaraj is present there. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there and paid his respects and asked for permission to enter into Jagannath Puri. So we are not doing bhajan, as in the sense we are not removing Krishna from the main pedestal and putting some other devata on that pedestal. But there are certain purposes for which we need to approach certain devatas so that our main bhajan of Shri Krishna can be facilitated. For that purpose, we approach those devis or devatas, and for that purpose, the gopis worshipped Katyayani Devi, or the acharyas worshipped Bhagwan Shiva, or the acharya worshipped Shri Ganesh. So I have a collection of prayers that the acharyas have written for worship of Shri Ganesh. I will let me try to find it here itself. I might have it. I might have it in my on one of the posts. Yes, here it is. I am sharing my screen. So in Vraja Bhakti Vilas, Shri Narayan Bhatt Goswami is Gaudiya Vaishnav. Sarva Siddhi Prado Deva Ganesh Bhagavan Namah Yatha Krishno Labhet Siddhim Tatha Lokatraye Kuru. Vraja Bhakti Vilas 3.43. O Almighty, O Lord Ganesh, O bestower of all perfection, in all the three worlds, please bestow upon us the perfection by which we will be able to attain Shri Krishna. See, Acharya. All right. Further verses I will show you. In the comments I had compiled more. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Most persons who have studied the scripture should know that before worshipping Vishnu, one must worship the spiritual master and Ganesh, who is a Vaishnava and destroyer of obstacles. So here is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's statement. Shri Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das Thakur. Namo Namo Vando Deva Ganeshwara Vighna Vinashana Mahashaya. एक दंत महाकाय सर्व कार्य सहाय जय जय पार्वती तनय. Chaitanya Mangal, Sutrakhand, chapter 1, verse 2. I pray to Shri Ganesh, the destroyer of obstacles, who has a body of a huge elephant with one tusk. He brings success in all endeavors. All glories to Lord Ganesh, the son of Parvati Devi. Further, Shri Jiva Goswami, Vignesham Apujayitva Pujanam. One of the seva aparadhas is to worship the Lord without having worshipped Shri Ganesh. Alright. Then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his Vrajariti Chintamani, Kone Nalasyasti Savighna Rajo Yamarchayanti Prayatah Priyamta Priya Prasange Nishavigna Shanka Shanka Labhante Travinodgamena. In the southeastern side of Vamshivat, Lord Krishna is present in the form of Vighnaraj Ganesh. See who is present in the form of Ganesh. As I said in the previous session, all names are ultimately names of Shri Krishna, dear devotees. So, Bhagavan is present as Ganesh, whom the gopis worship with great effort. This is because while meeting their dear object of love, Krishna, they are afraid of obstacles. They think, who can ever get a chance to meet him free of obstacles without worshipping Shri Ganesh in this way? This is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. See, so many pramanas. Now please tell me, should we worship or not? Of course we should worship. Is this bhajan? No, it is not bhajan. Bhajan is only for Shri Krishna. But this is offering some namaskar, offering some obeisances for the purpose of increasing our bhajan towards Shri Krishna. Please remember, Vedic culture is always has plurality of deities. Vedic culture is not monolithic. Right? It has plurality of deities, and it is always been the case. Even in the spiritual world, that is going to be the case. So let's prepare our mind for this eventuality. So that is the answer to the query. All right.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Thank you so much once again for bringing out all these points right from our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. This is so comforting, and our respect for our Guru Parampara just increases manifold.
There is also one of the 64 limbs of bhakti is to not disrespect the devatas, to not disrespect. So I will show that particular section of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu also, because it is very important. This is limb number 17 of 64 limbs of Bhakti, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. I am sharing my screen. This is 12116. 17th limb of Bhakti is Anya Deva Anavagya. This should be Anya Deva Anavagya cha Yatha Tatraiva, as it is mentioned in the Puranas. Harir Eva Sadaradhya. Hari is always our main worshipable deity. We are not going to remove him from that position. Why? Sarva Deveshwareshwara, because he is the Lord and the Master of all the Devatas. But Itare, other deities. Who are the other deities? Brahma, Rudra, Shiva, Adya, other deities such as Ganesh, etc. Navagyayah Kadachana should never be disrespected at any point of time. Never be disrespected. Not disrespecting other deities is one of the 64 limbs of bhakti. Imagine how important it is. So this is clear instruction from Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. Right?
Wonderful. Prabhuji, while we are on that topic, may I ask a question?
Sure.
So Prabhuji, like in the again, trying to understand from the viewpoint of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas and our Sampradaya, we saw that verse that this Prabhuji, I deleted it now, but this Prabhuji brought up Anya Deva, Devi
Anya
Deva.
Deva na bhajiva. Na bhajiva Anya Deva. Yes.
And then the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioning that Deva and Devi is Mother Parvati and Bhagavan Shiva. Question is like, if you can just throw some light, I know it's maybe a complex topic and it may be like splitting hair, but this Devi Deva, which is normally translated as demigod, versus Bhagavan, specifically with respect to Lord Shiva, which you brought out nicely today about the name of Bhagavan or the title given to Lord Shiva. Whatever light you can, I'm not trying to like ask you to give one side or the other. I know there is plurality and I perfectly accept that. If you can shed a little more light on the Devi Deva aspect versus Bhagavan aspect with respect to Lord Shiva, I would be very obliged.
See, Bhagavan, Shiva is referred to as Bhagavan because he doesn't belong to Jiva Tattva. Bhagavan Sadashiv, in his abode, Shri Kailash, is Bhagavan Sadashiv. He doesn't belong to Jiva Tattva category. He belongs, main category, his main category resembles Vishnu Tattva with some degree of transformation. That is what the Brahma Samhita says. But the main category to which he belongs is Vishnu Tattva, but not exactly Vishnu Tattva also. But certainly he doesn't belong to the Jiva Tattva category. Because he certainly doesn't belong to the Jiva Tattva category, we will not refer to him as an ordinary Devata. He is not an ordinary Devata, he is Bhagavan for us. Definitely Bhagavan Shiva. And I also gave pramanas. This pramana for that Bhagavan Shiva's name destroys all sin is directly in the Srimad Bhagavatam 4.4.14. And the translation was by Srila Prabhupada. So, and Mahaprabhu and all the Acharyas have worshipped Bhagavan Shiva. And anybody who has even a little bit of a trace of enviousness or a trace of hatred for Bhagavan Shiva should seriously try to get rid of that. Because Shivasya Hridayam Vishnu, Vishnuscha Hridayam Shiva. It's there, Hari Bhakti Vilas, so many verses are there. Shiva's heart is Vishnu and Vishnu's heart is Shiva. So, you know, Madbhakto Shankara Dveshi, Madveshi Shankara Priya, Ubhautau Narakam Yatau, Yavat Chandra Divakaro. There's a verse in Hari Bhakti Vilas. My devotee who is envious of Shiva and Shiva's devotee who is envious of me, both go to hell for as long as the sun and moon are there. All these verses are there in Hari Bhakti Vilas. The point being that Bhagavan Shiva is in a different category because he is certainly not from the Jiva Tattva category. Other devatas who have been appointed in various positions in the management of the universe may be belonging to Jiva Tattva category. And therefore, Bhagavan Shiva is known as Mahadev. Mahadev he is the greatest amongst all the devatas. You know, this we have to understand very clearly that Bhagavan Shiva doesn't belong to the category of the other devatas. He is Mahadev, he is Dev, and he is the god of all the gods, and he is the ruler of all the gods in this particular world. Other devatas also we should respect because Sri Rupa Goswami has said very clearly that one of the 64 limbs of bhakti is to respect all the devatas. All the devatas. We should never disrespect any particular devata. So, although the other devatas are not on the same level as Bhagavan Shiva, but still we should respect all the other devatas. Even there are sthala devatas, there are local deities when we go at a certain place. So we should, we may not do bhajan or we may not sing a verse for them or something like that, but we should at least have the courtesy, the decency to at least bow our head in front of them because they are more elevated than us in the universe. At least this basic common sense we should have, that they are more elevated than us in the material universe And therefore, just as we pay obeisances to a king, just as we pay obeisances to a guru, similarly, we should pay obeisances to a devata who is situated above us. And we don't want anything from them. And we may just pray, please give me Krishna Bhakti, or please help me on my path to Krishna Bhakti. But disrespect is a big no-no. Certainly not. That should be always avoided. So that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava understanding. And that understanding should never be forgotten. So this is what I can say for the time being. All right.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. And I'm so glad all this.
Yeah. And from Shri Narottam Das Thakur, I'd like to clarify one thing, what he says in Prem Bhakti Chandrika. He says, Anya Deva Ashraya Nai. Don't take Ashray. What is the meaning of Ashray? Exclusive shelter. Please don't take exclusive shelter of other devatas, which means your exclusive shelter should be Shri Shri Radha Krishna. But for the sake of improvement of seva of Shri Shri Radha Krishna, if you have to go offer a prayer to a certain devata in order to help your Krishna bhajan, you should be the first one to offer such a prayer. Don't hesitate in offering such a prayer. Other places also, he says, Anya deve na kariha rati. Don't have rati. Don't try to have sthai bhav, or don't try to have any specific loving relationship. Don't aspire for any eternal relationship, with any other devata. So this is, and the commentary is by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So in many places, wherever he is saying like this, Sri Narottam Das Thakur, what he means to say is, don't remove Shri Krishna from the position of your Ishtadev, from the position of your most worshipable Lord. And just because you have an Ishtadev, just because you have a most worshipable Lord, doesn't mean that you cannot approach other devatas. You can approach other devatas, but for the purpose of facilitating your seva of that Ishtadev. So that is the answer to the query.
Beautiful, beautiful. Prabhuji, if while you're on this, could you please flash that verse also that this Prabhuji had quoted? I forget the name of this Prabhuji from the Prem Bhakti Chandrika.
Okay, let me see if I can find if it is in Prem Bhakti Chandrika or is it in Prarthana. Maybe it is in Prarthana. I will try to find it in Prarthana.
No worries, Prabhuji. It's going to take time. We can.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it may be in Prem Bhakti Chandrika, but I am not able to locate what he's trying to say exactly. But more or less, it is the same, Prabhu. I don't think there is anything specific about any other special instruction. More or less, the instructions are the same, Prabhu. Right?
Got it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, here it is. I found it. Here it is. Sharing my screen. Prem Bhakti Chandrika. ऋषि के गोविंद सेवा न पूजीवा देवी देवा एत ananya bhakti katha. So Rishi ke Govinda seva. He says, your senses, you should perform seva of Govinda. So seva, devotional service, is for Govinda. And that service should not be for other Devi Devtas. So you should not go to other Devi Devtas and start performing 64 limbs of bhakti with them. I hope you are able to understand. 64 limbs of bhakti are to be performed only with Shri Govinda. And Eit Ananya Bhakti Katha. And this is what exclusive devotion is. But for facilitating this ananya, for facilitating this one-pointedness, if you have to take some help from them, or if you have to pray for removal of obstacles, for facilitating this one-pointedness, without removing this one-pointedness, if you can pray to them, then it doesn't harm your one-pointedness. Right? So this is what it is.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. This is exactly what I was hoping to see. Like, we just saw one portion of the verse, but when you flashed the full thing, we could see the seva and the ananya bhakti aspect as well.
Yes,
and
100%.
puts the whole thing in perspective.
Yes.
I really like that, to see the whole thing, and that's what I have learned from you. And thank you for bringing that verse out.
Yeah, I'm happy because Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur will not contradict himself. On one side, he will not say that don't perform any, you don't even offer obeisances to Bhagavan. No, it's not like that. You offer obeisances, offer prayers but don't do exclusive seva of them. Don't remove Krishna as your Ishtadev. That is the sum and substance.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. One request to the devotees, if possible, you can ask your question just by raising your hand and unmute. Only I'm at least hoping whoever is asking questions on the chat is because they are unable to unmute or are in a noisy environment and prefer to type. But if at all possible, please use the more personal and this opportunity to directly interact with Prabhuji using voice and video. Okay, so we'll go to some hands raised and then we'll come back to chat questions. We have Jai Kishan Moria Prabhu.
Yeah, Jai Gaurang Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for wonderful lecture. Prabhu, I just want to ask, where does the name of Krishna Shakti, Srimati Radharani, fall? And what is the end result is achieved by the devotees exclusive focus on the Radha Nam than Krishna Nam?
See, the thing is, in the previous talk, it was specified that names of all Shaktis are also ultimately names of Shri Krishna. This was specified in the previous talk. If you listen to the previous talk, there was a verse which Sri Jiva Goswami quotes which says Krishna is Durga and Durga is Krishna. And those of you who attended the previous session might have seen that particular verse. Now, so ultimately, the names of all the Shaktis are ultimately names of Shri Krishna, but those names are specialized in certain things. So the name of Durga is specialized in one particular sense. The name of Rukmini is specialized in one particular sense. The name of Sri Radha is specialized in one particular sense. What about if devotees exclusively start chanting the name of Shakti? Then the fact is, when somebody is initiated as a Vaishnava in a Vaishnava Sampradaya, they should ideally be having some element of Vishnu worship, and that element should be the primary element of Vishnu worship. Let's say we call ourselves a Vaishnava Sampradaya, and then we say, well, there is no element of Vishnu worship in my daily sadhana. Then that is not exactly Vaishnava Diksha. So as a sadhaka, there should be some element of Vishnu worship or Krishna worship within one's daily sadhana. And that is why we have names of Shri Radha and Shri Krishna together. And also I specified in today's presentation in Q&A that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants that we should primarily chant Krishna's names. So that is another reason. So from a Sampradayik point of view, our inclination is to chant Shri Radha Krishna's name together. I do understand there are certain Sampradayas which say, you just chant Shri Radha's name and Shri Krishna will automatically be attracted. Fair enough. But our aim is not to use Shri Radha's name in order to attract Shri Krishna. Our aim is not that. Our aim is to serve Shri Radha's mood by uttering the name of Shri Krishna. That is what we want to. Our main service is towards Shri Radha, but we understand that Shri Radha always desires to hear the name of Shri Krishna. So our service to her is facilitated by our utterance of the name of Shri Krishna. And it's not that we want to, somehow make Krishna helpless by uttering Shri Radha's name. So that is not our mode of seva. Our mode of seva is different. Although I respect every Sampradaya's specific mood, but I have the highest respect for the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis. So that is the answer to the query.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. That was kind of partly my question, or my thoughts were on that. So thank you so much for clarifying that answer. Next, we will go to Harshil Gosar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you very much for this lecture. So as we got to know, Harinam is very powerful and all the potencies have been manifested into this name. So I just wanted to clarify this. Even the Harinam is very powerful, but at the end, it's the will of Harinam to manifest prema into the heart of sadhaka, right? Or
Of course, Purnaha Shuddho Nitya Mukto. Nitya Mukto means it is as free and as liberated as Shri Krishna himself. So just as Shri Krishna takes his own sweet time and his sweet will to give prema to somebody, his Naam also can take sweet time and depends on the sweet will of Naam. It may happen in a single utterance, or it may not happen even after multiple lifetimes. There is no fixed rule, and a naam cannot be subjected to a mechanical formula that you must give prem, after a certain number of utterances. That is not the case.
Okay,
Right?
Prabhuji, just a small this. So can a mercy of sadhu give a boost to this, or it's just
See, there is no quantification. When you say boost, what do you mean boost? The mercy of a sadhu certainly can give impetus for the sadhaka to progress faster, but ultimately it depends on Shri Harinam. Let me give you an example for this. Let's say the same sadhu gives mercy to two devotees by giving them initiation. One of them is very simple hearted, one of them is crooked. So obviously the sadhu was equal in giving mercy to both of them, but because the receiving containers were of different qualities, Harinam will interact differently with them. So that is how it is going to work out. So it cannot be based exclusively on one factor. It also depends on how the receiver is and what is the previous samskaras of the receivers, etc., etc. So many things will be counted, and finally, even if everything is all right, Harinam may take its own sweet time. That is the answer to your query.
okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Next, we have Swarupini Harini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sadar Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the nectarian class again. Prabhuji, today my question is, now I understood the potency and the importance of the Naam, and now I got a doubt, like the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is too long. So I am coming from a background of my family members always saying Krishna in the sentence, no matter whatever they talk, Krishna is there in the end. So when I say them to chant this, they say we already are doing Krishna. And when you today in today's topic also, I understood, like if Krishna is the ultimate name, just uttering Krishna itself is also okay, or is there a difference between the specific mantra to nullify the sins, and then ultimately we get prema? That is the reason why we are chanting the mantra versus the naam,
All
when
right.
the naam itself is potent.
Yeah, the Naam itself is potent. If somebody is casually uttering Krishna Naam out of family tradition. So, whenever they serve something, like I had seen one ashram in Vrindavan where they have Ram Naam like this. So they are serving salt. So then they will, say the name of Ram, or they will serving rice, chawal Ram, dal Ram, chapati Ram. After everything in India, after at least in the previous generation, many people had Ram after their name, so that casual utterances can occur like this. Wonderful. This is good for removal of sins. But for attaining sambandha with Shri Krishna, for attaining a deeper relationship with Shri Krishna, it is obviously highly recommended to take shelter of a guru. In exceptional cases, Naam may directly bestow prema of Krishna without initiation. But those are the exceptional cases. The general rule is that one must approach a guru, take initiation in Krishna mantra, and practice a particular path of sadhan bhakti and utter the name with a certain mood. That mood is also taught by the guru. Without a specific mood, a general utterance of Krishna Nam is also good for the purpose of removing sins, etc. But with a specific mood, after having approached a guru, after having learned the entire paddhati, the entire understanding of the sampradaya, that is a very different quality of utterance altogether. So if they are not easily agreeing to take it to a deeper level of understanding, at least we should not discourage them from what they are already doing. What they are already doing is very nice. If they voluntarily have interest in pursuing the path of Krishna Bhakti, then we can tell them the finer details of taking shelter of a guru. So that is the answer to the query.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We have some more questions on the chat.
Sure.
This one may be answered already, but I'll request anyway. I think the devotees would like to again hear. So Krishna Devi Dasi Mataji is asking, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji, which category does Lord Shiva comes under, Jiva or Vishnu Tattva? Asking
Neither. Neither. Shiv Tattva is a separate Tattva in itself.
Lord Ganesha.
One thing I want to say, although we say Lord, and many times in translations, Lord has been used. It is the closest that you can get to Shri. Because actually, Lord refers to somebody from, Lord is a degree bestowed by the King of Great Britain. If you see, that is what lordship is. If you see what lordship is, huh? Lordship basically means His Holiness the King of Great Britain gives this degree upon somebody who is excellent in a certain field. And biblically, it also refers to God, but commonly now it refers to the designation bestowed by the King of Great Britain. So sometimes my personal preference is to use Shri instead of Lord. But for Shri Ganesh, what is the Shri Ganesh in this particular world is also Jiva Tattva. In the spiritual world, he is Vishwaksen, also Jiva Tattva. So, both of them are Jiva Tattvas in the spiritual world. And there is a specific deity of Shri Ganesh that Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur speaks about in Vrajariti Chintamani, which is a direct manifestation of Shri Krishna. But that is a separate Ganesh. Shri Vishwaksen is Jiva Tattva, and Shri Ganesh here in the material world is also Jiva Tattva. Shri Shiva belongs to a separate Tattva, which is Shiv Tattva. That is the answer to the query.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. We have another question in the chat by Kriparam Prabhu. So I'll take his second question first. He posted two because this is relevant to the previous one. He says, is there another term other than demigod to refer to devas? This is because in Greek mythology, a demigod is the son of a divine being and a human.
Yeah. So, see, Shakespeare used to say, much is lost in translation. There's a phrase in English, much is lost in translation. You cannot translate exactly so many phrases from so many terms from one language into another language. And some individuals have taken this up very seriously, saying that, you should not have English equivalents, you should just use the Sanskrit terms. So I am not very fixated upon terminology as long as the meaning is conveyed. But yeah, regarding certain terms, it is if we can use the original Sanskrit terms such as Shri or Deva or Devata, that is best, because sometimes in another language there are no equivalent terms. For example, if Param Karuṇā Prabhu, if I ask you what is the equivalent of let's say what's the equivalent of fridge in Hindi, please tell me.
I don't know, but I know the Hindi term for the word trained. It's love patagamini.
So yeah, Sanskrit has the flexibility. You can create new words. Hindi doesn't have that flexibility so much. Hindi derives its flexibility from Sanskrit. But you see, you also are caught in a difficult situation when I tell you, how do you translate iPhone into Hindi? There's no, how do you translate cell phone into Hindi or mobile phone into Hindi? So those individuals who are fixated on these issues don't understand that if you try to do it the other way also, try to translate from English into Hindi or Sanskrit also, you have a difficult time. I'm not referring to Kriparam Prabhu, but I'm saying there are other individuals who are fixated on this issue. So either you can use the closest equivalent, Lord, or if demigod sounds too too removed from the actual meaning, then you can use Dev or Devata. Right? So best to use original terms or use equivalents. So I try to use the original terms. I say Shri Ram, I say Shri Krishna instead of Lord Ram, Lord. Although sometimes I may also say Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. But my preference is to use Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, Shri Ganesh, like this. So the original terms I use because there are no equivalents. We had an old edition of Gita by Srila Prabhupada. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the blessed Lord said. Now, if I start speaking like this, the blessed Lord said, then people will say, mighty Shakespeare, thou art here. So, people will think that I'm speaking English from 200 or 300 years ago. So languages are constantly evolving and changing. We need to find equivalents, but don't be fixated upon these issues so much, because often much is lost in translation. This is the Siddhanta. Please remember, often much is lost in translation. You can't find equivalents. This is the answer to the query.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. We will go to, I think there was Raya Ramananda Prabhu had his hand raised, because now we are into second questions. So if you still have a question, you can raise your hand, Prabhuji. Otherwise, we have a question on the chat by Mohit Deshmukh Prabhu. I'll read it out.
Sure.
So he's reading a verse, Sarva Siddhi Prado Deva Ganesha Bhagavan Namaha. Here, Shri Ganesha is referred to as Bhagavan. So is he an indirect avatar of Shri Krishna? That's the question.
See, Bhagavan is also used to refer to personalities who, see, Bhaga refers to the 6 qualities. And if anybody who has even 1 quality or 6 qualities, even to certain degree, they may also be called as Bhagavan. All right. Now, I will give you an example of this from Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me, here it is. I am sharing my screen. 1.4.2. Shaunaka Uvacha Suta Suta Mahabhaga Vadano Vadatam Vara Katham Bhagavatim Punyam Yadaha Bhagavan Shukah. Now, Param Karuṇā Prabhu here, who is being referred to as Bhagavan?
Shri Shukadev Goswami.
Shri Shukadev Goswami, who is in a human form, not even a Devata form, who is in a human form, is being referred to as Bhagavan. Why? Because those who are powerful personalities may have certain aspects of Bhagavan, or may have all the aspects of Bhagavan, but to a lesser degree also may be called as Bhagavan sometimes. So that is also sometimes done commonly. And sometimes even the Guru is also referred to as Bhagavan. So Gurudev, for me you are like Bhagavan. So like this, there is no harm in these usages, but originally Bhagavan Swayam is Shri Krishna. That we should remember. That's all. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, we have Rai Ramananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, there is one shlok in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm not remembering the full shlok, but it's like this: Evam Vrata Swapriya Nama Kirtya.
Yeah. Jata Nurago Drita Chitta Uchchai. Hasat Yatho Rodati Roti. Yeah.
So in that shlok, it's told that dedicated devotee sings a name of his beloved deity, and he expresses his love in the form of crying, laughing, and singing, and just like that. So I'm asking that, is it exclusively for the names of the Krishna? Like, is it exclusively for the devotees of Krishna, or for all spectrum of devotees and their respective deity? Like the symptoms here of the prema, it seems like that it's like they are in very deep anurag.
Yeah. So in the previous verse, it is said Shrinuman Subhadrani Rathanga Panir. So the specific mention is Ratha Anga Pani. Ratha means chariot, and Anga means a part of the chariot, wheel. So wheel was in whose hand? Whose hand had a wheel? Prabhu, can you please tell me?
Krishna.
So if you see the previous verse, it is specifically referring to Bhagavan Rathangapani, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. But by principle of Upalakshan, by principle of extension, it can also include other forms of the Lord, because in practical life also it is seen that devotees of Bhagavan Ram are also crying sometimes, they are shedding tears, isn't it? We have, there is experience of other devotees of other forms of Lord also shedding tears, crying, etc. So mainly it refers to Rathangapani from the previous verse. But by Upalakshan, by principle of extension, it can also refer to other forms of Bhagavan, towards whom any one form of ras is possible. Because any one form of ras can generate these emotions. I hope you agree, isn't it?
Yes.
So Dasya can also generate, Sakhya can also generate, Vatsalya can also generate, Madhuri can also generate. So as long as any one of these four is present, so crying, shouting out loudly, everything should be possible, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you and me are on the same page in this regard.
Yes, Prabhu. Just want to confirm.
Yes,
Thank
yes, Prabhuji. Okay. So this is what I would like to say. Acha, one Param Karuna Prabhu. Are you there, Param Karuna Prabhu?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. I'd like to show another reference from Sri Jiva Goswami, where Sri Jiva Goswami is calling somebody Bhagwan. Would you like to see, Prabhu?
Definitely.
See in Krama Sandarbha 3.13.5. This is 3rd canto, 13th chapter, verse number 5. Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Jiva Goswami, Krama Sandarbha. Can you please read, Prabhu, what Sri Jiva Goswami is saying?
Iti Bhagavan Paninihi.
Bhagwan Panini. This is what Panini Muni is for Sri Jiva Goswami. So once we understand how, powerful personalities are also referred to as Bhagwan. So from that, when the day I saw this, because I also studied from Bhagwan Panini Sampradaya. So I was like, where did you learn grammar? Bhagwan Panini. Who calls him Bhagwan? Sri Jiva Goswami. Where does Sri Jiva Goswami call him Bhagwan? In Krama Sandarbha commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam 3.13.5. So for me, Panini is Bhagwan, because for me, all the gurus who gave me any sort of shiksha, they're Bhagwan for us. This is the mood with which Sri Jiva Goswami writes. So we should understand the mood of the 6 Goswamis. Right.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji. I just feel like having the sense of Bhagwan for Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, all the Guru Janas for us, they are Bhagwan.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Sakshadharitvena. When every morning we are saying Sakshadhari, what is the difficulty in calling them Bhagwan? But they are not Bhagwan of Vishnu Tattva. They are not Sevya Bhagwan. They are not the worship. They are Sevak Bhagwan. They are the worshipper Bhagwan. That's the difference. Nothing else. Okay.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Next we have Arvind Kumar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Panchang Pranam Prabhuji. My pranams to all the Vaishnavas present here. So in today's session, you have explained that the names of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji, only the names of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji can bestow prema, and the names of other forms of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji, they bestow other benedictions. So the names of the other forms of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji, can they bestow their own prema? In the sense of
Yeah. There is no, see, let's say somebody chants name of Bhagwan Ram. So they can also get prema for Bhagwan Ram. But prema of Bhagwan Ram is available in certain rasas, not beyond certain rasas. And when we say prema, when Gaudiya Vaishnavas use the term prema, they want to have the full spectrum of prema, including Madhurya Ras, including the Parakiya Bhav, etc. So that is why the specialty of the name of Krishna. Otherwise, the name of Bhagwan Ram can also give you prema in Dasya Ras. There's no doubt about that. But when we say prema, we want prema in all the rasas, and that is possible only with Sri Krishna and Sri Krishna's name. So that is the answer to the query. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I had a second question, Prabhuji. So I'll take, if that's okay, I'll take that.
Sure.
Since it's related to this one. So since you mentioned the name of Sri Krishna, he was Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi.
Yeah.
In that spirit, and how the name of Krishna in that sense is more special.
Yeah.
I just want, and you mentioned about the names of Sri Krishna, direct names of Sri Krishna.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure my understanding is correct from Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where I think in the 58th or 59th verse of the second of the Sadhana Bhakti wave, he talks that even Dwaraka Krishna is not exhibiting or is, all the rasas in that sense. And
Right.
there are some very prominent names of Sri Dwaraka Krishna
Right.
that we can remember. I mean, the one that comes to my mind, for example, is Sri Dwarakadhish Ji, or perhaps Devaki Nandana is also a Dwaraka Krishna name.
Right.
Not Raja, please correct me. But anyway, and I'm sure there are many other names like that. So just to make sure my understanding is correct, that the names that you were referring to were the Vraja Krishna names. And there is that little difference, again, like you mentioned, the little bit of a hierarchy. So there is hierarchy not just between Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna or Lord Nrsimha, but even within Krishna also, between, for example, Vraja and Dwarka. Am I understanding this correctly and connecting the concepts, what you mentioned and what Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu says correctly?
All right. So I'll give you a very simple, left-hand rule. The name is not different from the named personality. Do you agree on this?
Yes.
Simple question to ask is, the name that I am uttering, it is referring to a particular personality. Can that personality give me that specific rasa? If the answer is yes, then his name can also give that rasa. And if that personality cannot give that rasa, then his name also cannot give that rasa. Because the name is not different from the personality. So any name that you utter, and let's say there is a name, I will tell you one very, very simple name. One name is Rohini Nandan. Now, Rohini Nandan is whose name? Shri Balram's name. But this name is common in Dwarka and in Vrindavan. I am specifically singling out this name. This name is common in Dwarka and in Vrindavan. Let's say somebody utters the name Rohini Nandan. Right? Now, question arises, will such a person be able to enter into the closed circle of gopis of Shri Balram in Vraja? Question is this. But it depends very much on which Rohini Nandan is he remembering. I hope you are able to understand. Because there is a Rohini Nandan in Vraja, there is also a Rohini Nandan in Dwarka. So since the name is non-different from the personality, the question to be asked is, will the personality agree to give me that rasa? If the answer is no, then his name will also not agree. I hope you are able to understand. So this is the answer to the query. All right.
So basically, it's the mood of the devotee, or the consciousness of whom he is thinking, and personality, the scope of the word personality that you used includes, it's not just personality as Krishna and that's it, whether here or there doesn't matter. What you're saying, it matters. Personality includes more than just the person, but also the mood in which you are thinking of that personality.
Of course, all the finer nuances that you have developed over the period of your sadhan bhakti, all of that counts. All of that counts. So the finer nuances that we develop in our remembrance of Shri Krishna, all of them should be carefully developed in accordance with the teachings of the 6 Goswamis, so that we stick to Vishuddha Golok Vrindavan, pure Golok Vrindavan, don't go here and there. That's all. Right.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. We have one question by Kriparam Prabhu in the chat. I will bring it up. It says, due to the principle of metonymy, I don't know what that word is. So,
okay,
the name has the same potencies as the name of Sri Radha? Question mark.
Metonymy is, to substitute the name of a particular entity for that entity itself. Right? Basically, he's referring to Upalakshan. All right. So, So, due to Upalakshan, what is he saying? Upalakshan is principle of extension or principle of metonymy. Yeah, please tell. What is he saying?
The name has the same potencies as the name of Sri Radha.
Okay.
He's asking, is the name having the same potencies as the name of Sri Radha? I'm not understanding what he's saying. Is the name Krishna having the same potencies as the name Sri Radha? Or is he asking whether the name of Sri Radha having the same potencies as Sri Krishna?
So Is the
That's
name
not
of
clear.
Shri Krishna having the potencies of Shri Radha? Shri Radha herself is the potency. You know, what do you mean by saying the potency of Shri Radha? Shri Radha herself is potency. She doesn't have a separate potency of herself. Shri Radha herself is potency. So it's not that, the name of Shri Krishna includes the potencies of the potency named Shri Radha. No, 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 no. Shri Radha herself is potency. So that is the answer to the query. All right. A potency does not have a separate potency. A potency herself is a potency. All right? I'm sorry. There's no better way to put it. All right. That's what it is.
Param Prabhu, if you have a further clarification, please feel free to post it on the chat or ask it. Okay. I hope that answers your query. Thank you, Prabhuji. We next go to Bhagavad Katha Prabhu.
Yep. Let him unmute. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Paripasha to Dandot Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandot Pranam.
About that.
Haripur.
Haripur.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for helping us to understand deeper aspects of what we chant every day.
No, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see devotees from NVCC attend the talk. I'm very happy. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. We are waiting that you will come here.
Thank you.
So,
yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. So actually, little clarification, Prabhu. Earlier I had heard that you only explained that Haridas Thakur, when chanting Hare Krishna, he would think all the names to be Mahaprabhu.
Yeah.
And Raghunath Das Goswami would think about all the names of Hare Krishna mantra as Krishna's names.
Yeah.
So what as you said already that time, but what we should approach is Mahaprabhu. Through Mahaprabhu we approach Radha Krishna. So better to first think about Mahaprabhu.
So there was an explanation of the Mahamantra by Sri Haridas Thakur, where every term of the Mahamantra was given a meaning which was Mahaprabhu centric. That is what it is. But that explanation was attributed to Sri Haridas Thakur. There is no confirmation that it is actually by Sri Haridas Thakur. I had specified that time. It is attributed to Sri Haridas Thakur. There is no confirmation that. No, we can't say for sure. The meaning of attributed is that you don't know whether it is really by him or not by him. There is no sure way of knowing whether it is by him or not by him. But
someone else wrote that.
May be possible because there are many attributions in the Sampradaya. I'll tell you one example of attribution. There's a literature named Nityananda Charitamrita, and which is attributed to Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, but is actually written by somebody else. I hope you're able to understand. So, this is what you call attribution. And people may purchase Nityananda Charitamrita and may say, oh, this is by Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Sorry, it's not by Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Somebody attributed it in the name of Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So previously these things used to happen. Why? Because somebody had great respect for Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur and wants to dedicate their entire creation to Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So they wrote it they removed their name and they put the name Vrindavan Das Thakur. Like this. I hope you're. So this is what attributed texts are. So that Mahamantra explanation is attributed to Shri Haridas Thakur. So we are not very sure whether it is actually Shri Haridas Thakur. But what we are sure of is that Sri Jiva Goswami's and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami's explanations are coming directly from them. So take the safer route and take their explanations. And, remembrance and whatever remembrance of Sri Krishna you have, you offer all the happiness of that remembrance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That will be very nice. All right. So that is the answer to your query. I hope that satisfies your query. Okay.
So you said whatever remembrance of
whatever
Krishna
happiness you derive by remembrance of Shri Krishna, offer that happiness to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And sometimes you may feel sad also by remembering Shri Krishna because you may feel some separation. So use that sadness to empathize with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I had composed a verse for this, that Yadatra Swaditam Saukyam Tat Chaitanya Arpanam Kuru Dukkham Tasyartha Chittasya Santvanaya Prayujyatam. Whatever happiness you have experienced, offer it directly to Mahaprabhu because you can offer happiness directly. Any sadness that you experience because of separation, use that sadness to empathize with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is also sad. So, that is what we can do. Okay. You can take the Mahamantra Vyakhya of Sri Jiv Goswami or Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, or whichever is suitable for your current position of advancement. Okay.
Yeah, accordingly we should think. Okay.
Yes. ठीक है. चलो. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm very happy to see both of you.
Maybe one thing, just
Sure.
there is one verse by Haridas Thakur. It seems it is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat, or I'm not sure, but you might have heard that verse. Kripa kari more naam rupe more jivvaya, and dance on my tongue, like that is the next line. Kripa kari naam rupe more jivvaya, nirantara naach prabhu bhari tora paya. Something of that. I think most of it is correct what I said.
Okay. Let me try to find it. Dharit Tora Pai. Okay. I'll try to find it. Yeah, but what about that?
Kripa, about that, so he is referring, he seems to be like, I am holding your feet, so it has to be one person, no? Not two person. Like, then it makes sense of Mahaprabhu. Like holding the
It's
feet
not.
and Naam Rupa.
It's not like that.
The form of the name.
Yeah,
Means
sure.
there are two Radha, like that. Means it's little engineering type question, but it's coming to my mind, so I'm asking.
But you can't take that one verse as an indicator, and you can't change your entire Mahamantra Vyakhya because of that one particular verse. Because how will you? Because you need to have a complete explanation of Hare Krishna, and you get those you have authentic explanations from the previous acharyas. So, why not take those authentic explanations and move ahead? And that particular prayer may have been offered at the end of his japa. How do we know that it was offered while chanting japa? So there is no certainty. There's no certainty of that. So we don't have to. We can't be sure that it was a Mahamantra meditation. It might have been uttered at the end of the Mahamantra. So we should take the authentic meanings which are available from the previous acharyas, because those meanings we have no doubt about them. That is my recommendation. Right?
Yes, Prajit, it's very clear. Thank you. 1 minute, Bhagavad Katha Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you very much for wonderful talk.
Nice to see you. Nice.
I have just a connected question regarding the demigod aspects in Golok Vrindavan. Recently, I read in Bhagavatam, I don't remember where exactly, Chakravarti mentions that when Krishna took Radhavasis back to Vrindavan after killing Dantavakra and that. So there mentions these expansions are expansion of demigods. Demigods came in the form of Radhavasis to assist in Krishna's pastimes. So they are serving in Golok Vrindavan in that capacity only, like demigods. So I just remember that aspect.
Yeah. So devatas who are serving in Golok Vrindavan are separate jivas. Devatas in this material world are separate jivas. The devatas in this material world came as assistants in Krishna Lila in Dwapar Yuga. Yeah, this is the understanding.
So there mentions in Golok Vrindavan also they are serving in that capacity as devatas.
Yeah. Of course, there is going to be Surya and Chandra, sun and moon are going to be there in the spiritual world. And now, who will become Surya Dev and Chandra Dev? Somebody has to become. So some jivas are appointed.
There are pure jivas, pure devotees of Lord.
See, all of them are having affection towards Sri Krishna there. They're having their prema towards Bhagavan there. All right. So all of them are situated in their respective eternal service there. Some is Surya, some is Jiva, some Jivas have become birds, some Jivas have become Devatas, some Jivas have become, even there are some, Sanatana Goswami describes when Gopakumar entered the spiritual world, he also saw some Asuras. So there may be some Asuras, we don't know for what purpose. That world is more dynamic than our world. And all the variety of this world is present there, plus unlimited more variety is present there. So our imagination cannot fathom the depth of that particular world, but devatas are there, and those jivas are serving Krishna in the capacity of devatas. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruzi.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. We have a question in the chat by Kanai Sundar Prabhu. I'll read the question. Shri Vaishnava Acharyas and Madhva Vaishnavas give an understanding of Lord Shiva and various devas in dichotomy, one part being a devotee and the other as someone with mithya ahankar as well. Should we also make such distinctions as Gaudiyas, or we should have a different understanding?
And our understanding is that mainly the devatas are assistants of Bhagavan. This is our primary Gaudiya Vaishnava. The devatas are assistants of Bhagavan, and whenever we also need some help in our seva towards Bhagavan, we can approach them for that limited purpose. That's it. We don't try to, because certain attitudes in certain sampradayas are a little on one extreme. So sometimes we don't take that attitude. We take the attitude of Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis in that regard. All right.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That brings us to the end of the long and wonderful and enlightening Q&A. And at this time, I would also like to thank His Grace Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu Prabhu, who couldn't be here today. So
yeah, I'd like to say one thing, that our series maybe next time will be another talk, and then maybe for 2 or 3 months our series will be paused, because I'll be traveling during that time. So our series will be paused for 2 or 3 months, but we will resume. Just as Upadeshamritam was paused for 2.5 months and then we resumed it. Similarly, this series will also stay paused because I'll be traveling, and then we'll resume after I return back to India. And because this particular setup is very nice and the internet is nice here, so I'm most comfortable in speaking from here. So we'll pause after next time. We'll pause for some months, 2 or 3 months. So I'm making that announcement now. Thank you.
I'm not very sad about it, because we'll have you here in the US and get your personal association. So we'll give something up, but gets a different version of you here.
Well, you're taking a big risk, so it's up to you, Prabhu.
I've taken that risk before and it has paid off exponentially. So I'll bet my money any day on that. So, and my, not just the money, but everything. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And thanks to Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu Prabhu as well for hosting this series all this while. And today he could not be here. I hope he's here soon.
Yeah.
And I'll request all the devotees to unmute and give a big thanks and share their gratitude to Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Are the devotees able to unmute?
Hare Krishna, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripasindhubhyo vichayapatitanam Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavriddhi ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
His Grace Haridas Prabhuji ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I'll close the Zoom call now. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Likewise. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai.